Welcome to the Boulevard Home Game of the Week on the Fans Sports Network.
Punishing runner.
Into the end zone, touchdown.
Big hole up the middle. 15, 10, 5, touchdown
For a touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into your Boulevard Home Game of the Week. It's the playoffs here in 4A, and we have a Region 9 matchup to bring to you today right here from Cedar High School. It's the Cedar Reds hosting the Pineview Panthers in this 6 o'clock kickoff game here on the Fan Sports Network. Caden Formaster with you with Jason Baum alongside me. Jason, it's good to have you in the studio. We've been talking about it for a long time. Good to be here up in the booth.
Man, I am so excited. Seriously, is there anything better than October football? You got the mountains up in front of us. You got football fields ready to go. The weather's fantastic. I love playoff football, and we are finally here, Caden. I'm so excited, can't stand it.
I'm so excited too, and the sun is still out. We haven't seen that in a while around kickoff. Usually 7 o'clock lately. Sun's been going behind the mountains over there to the west of us. So it's nice to see the sun out a little bit. And you know what? There's other games in action as we speak as well. So playoff football is early football as well. It's not too bad.
It is. We're ready for it too. Everybody's geared up for this, and we just takes a 4-game winning streak, and you're the state champion. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely right. We want to give a shout out to our Region 9 tailgate show over on the Fan Sports Network on the radio side, built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Bucks with the best selection for guns, ammo, barbecues, lawn, and garden. Think Bucks with 3 Southern Utah locations. And also want to give a shout-out to Fabulous Freddy's and Finley Subaru. Fabulous Freddy's, of course, they're voted Best of Southern Utah for car wash, soda, and cookie and sandwiches with 2 locations on River Road and on Bluff Street. You can make it a fabulous day at Fabulous Freddy's. So let's get into it a little bit here in our House of Jump pregame show. Hopping into it, and I just want to let you know, those of you that want to get on over to House of Jump, if you buy that 1-hour jump time Monday through Thursday, and you mentioned that you heard it right here on the Fan Sports Network, they're going to give you $10 towards the arcade for free. So, hey, you know what? It's worth it to head on over to the House of Jump. Here in the House of Jump pregame show, Jason, these two teams have met before.
Yes, just recently. So
very recently, only a few weeks ago.
Yep, and so we've got it's going to be interesting to see how that game plays into this game and what the memories bring to them. So we are getting ready for these two teams to do the grudge match to see who gets to move forward and who gets to take that next step.
Absolutely, both of these teams again. They've I would say a little lower in the region, but obviously, hey, Cedar got the home seed, so they were able to get the home field advantage in the playoffs, and that's all in all of 4A. So they did well enough to at least be in the top half of that section there. And this is, as far as seeding goes, a fairly close matchup as well. So, these two teams have played fairly well throughout the season, and when they played against each other, that in itself was a good game too. So I think we're in for a really solid matchup tonight.
Yeah, I think this is the game to watch of the games, I think, with these guys. And, really, neither one of these teams have played their best football. I think that, with Pineview, we saw them against Dixie jump out to a big lead, really looked really good. And then in the third and fourth quarter, they kind of lost whatever focus that they had and lost it. We've seen Cedar play. They started out the season just not looking good at all and have gotten better every single week. They just, again, neither one of these teams, I feel like, have really played their best football and had put, really a 4-quarter game on the field. And so it'll be interesting to see if they can figure out how to do that today.
Absolutely. Both these teams with some really good talent. Either side has seen their fair share of talent. Starting with visiting Pineview Panthers, there's a point in the season where their quarterback and their receiver, Quincy Jones, were leading the nation in yards per game. Or I should say total yards. And I believe yards per game. I could be wrong about that. But through the first 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, they were up there in the top of the nation in yards per game. So we know this is a team that can move the football.
Absolutely, they can, and they've got the line there. They've got the pieces. Again, they just need to put them all together at the same time, and put all those players, bring all that talent to bear, and they could put themselves into the second round.
And if they do, this is a section of the bracket where it's all Region 9. And I know we've had our fair share to say about that. I don't know, but I know that you and I have had conversations about this where we were so excited for the two regions to be adding in with Region 9 and Region 11. We were excited to see maybe a little bit of a change-up when it came to the playoffs. And it made matters worse somehow. Usually at least Region 11 sprinkled in there, but now it's all Region 9, and we're not even seeing Region 11, let alone the other two regions.
I mean, how can you add a dozen new teams and still have the entire bracket be from Region 9?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
0 sense.
But the winner of this game will move on to face Crimson Cliffs in that second round, I believe. They definitely have their work cut out for them in the second round. Crimson's just a powerhouse, winning Region 9 and doing so quite easily, it seems like.
Yep. So this game, it has to be a springboard. They have to use this game to get them ready for the next one.
Yeah, and hey, maybe you can find a way to get into this game and get some momentum. Crimson will have been off for a full week and a half. That's a long time to be away from playing a football game. Practices just are not the same. So whoever wins this game tonight can maybe go in and catch that team off guard. And both of these teams, I feel like, have capabilities to make some noise. They just both have to get out and move fast. So when you're looking at today's game, then how does that work, right? Both teams have to get out there and just move fast, right?
Absolutely. They've got to, again, figure out what they're really make solid their identity. I think that's what they've both kind of been missing is who we are, what is our identity, what are we going to go out there and put on the field on a consistent basis. And if they can, whoever figures out how to do that will win this game and can, again, springboard into that Crimson Cliffs game.
Absolutely. And it looks like Cedar's going to be receiving to the south side to start this game off here tonight. So with that said, we are going to take a break to honor the flag. And when we come back, we'll get started with the game here on the Fan Sports Network. Stick around.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Just about ready for kickoff here at Cedar High School. The Reds and the Panthers about to get things underway in the first round of the 4A state playoffs. It's Caden Formaster here with Jason Baum as we're counting down the seconds to kickoff. And before we do, let's get into our keys to the game, brought to you by Team D Auto Sales.
Okay, well, a couple of things that I found as I watched most of these games throughout the year, looked at these two teams. I put Pineview down. I said this is a little brother syndrome, but it needs a little explanation. Not that they're the little brother, but more, remember, Cade, when you had little brothers, you used to take their hand and punch them in the face with it and be like, stop hurting yourself.
I was the little brother. What are you talking about?
Okay, so Pineview's big thing here is don't hurt yourself. Don't beat up. You don't lose the game. You can't go out there and make mistakes. You got to have silly turnovers. And what I've seen from them multiple times is just dumb penalties.
Right.
Penalties that absolutely come at the wrong time. Saying things to a referee, those big penalties can hurt them. Next one is, to me, Panther pride. They've got to get back to cracking those pads. It feels like, to me, I've seen they had a lot of missed tackles in almost every game I saw where they were just not tackling, wrapping it up, and missing that. Where's that Panther pride? Start knocking these guys to the ground, showing them the dirt, rubbing a little grass in their face. Let's get that Panther pride back. Number 3 is get the big 3 involved. You're looking at, to me, you've got, like you mentioned, a couple of at one time national leaders, in the nation. Quincy Jones is an absolute must. He's got to get involved with the game. Number 2, Beckstrad has to. You've got to get him some plays, get him the ball, make sure that he's catching, and then of course number 11, who's a Division I talent, Richardson has got to get some catches. You've got to get these 3 involved. Beckstrad get him the ball, grind the ball down the middle with him. On the Cedar side, 10-second Tom. What I mean by that is you cannot remember what happened here a couple of weeks ago. Got to let it go because that was homecoming. You had a lot of hype. Let that game go. This is a new game, and you better bring the excitement for that. The second thing with Cedar is, again, you've got to be ready. Grind it out. You are on your home field. Take the ball, grind down the field. Don't get in a hurry to try to score. Just grind these guys down and make them make mistakes.
And speaking of mistakes, here he goes all the way down past the 45-yard line near midfield, and the Reds are underway.
Great starting position. They are going to get the ball, at their own 46. They get to 47. It looks like they're going to put them at. So great starting position, good kickoff return, and that's exactly what you'd want from the Reds is, to start the game right here. Now let's see if they can take the ball and grind it down the field.
And that's what you're looking for from a guy like JT Jeter, right? Just he's been a big playmaker all season long, a recent move in, I should say, to the area, and first time working with this team, and he's found himself fitting into the system quite well.
Yep. Growing into it. He's found a way to get himself involved.
Kelling, he's going to look to pass on first down. Gets it out, and going down past the sideline is Crew Giles.
Very important first play. Got that first completion, settled the nerves down, get down the field a little bit, and already down to the 35-yard line, ready to go.
Yeah, an easy way to just move the football down the line, and they do so quite easily, getting an easy first down.
I feel like Pineview's corners are suspect to a little bit of abuse. they need to. I think if I'm attacking them, that's where I would start. So it'll be. We'll see where Cedar goes.
They go handoff, but flag on the play.
That one didn't even get started. Getting a little wind blowing in here. We're going to cool this weather down, aren't we?
Absolutely, we are.
We're not in St. George. We're still 90, but we are up here in Cedar, loving the weather.
And it is a false start against the offense.
Just wanted to get started. They're ready to get going.
Move it back 5 yards, 1st and 15.
Waiting for the play to come in. They'll get all set and ready to go.
They send 2 receivers to either side. Kelling in the back. Puts Giles in motion. He'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep, taking it to the far side, and he will be wrapped up and taken down by number 4, Benson Meyer.
That's what I'm talked about, the keys of the game. See that gang tackling, get him on the ground, lots of white jerseys over there, getting after that player before he can get moving up the field.
Loss of a yard on the play. It'll now be 2nd down and 16 to go here for the Reds. On 2nd down, they send trips near side. Kelling on the snap. He'll look to pass. Gets it to Jeter. Jeter with a block in front of him. He'll be wrapped up by Beckstrand, but he's still pushing forward, finally out of bounds. JT Jeter.
Pushing forward, just, taking some players with him, making those Pineview corners work to get him out of bounds. And you had, a couple of chances getting ground to stop that forward momentum, but he was not to be denied.
And 3rd and 7 now to go. Ball on the 32. It's Kelling on the snap. He'll look to pass.
Oh.
And just not quite there for Ammon York.
Ball was thrown a little bit behind him. He needed to put that pass a little bit up on the numbers. That was a quick slant. I think if he catches that, he's able to take a couple more steps forward. But ball was thrown a little low and a little behind him. Had to slam on the brakes, try to come back for that one, and wasn't able to quite put his grasp on it.
And as of right now, the offense staying out there on the field on a long 4th down, a 4th and 7 for the Reds. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Why not? You're in Panther territory. It's a little too far to punt and a little not far enough for a field goal as he goes to pass on the rollout and to the end zone. It's overthrown. It'll be a turnover on downs.
A little adrenaline got to him there. Threw that one through the end zone, out through his receiver by, out through the end zone by a few yards.
Yeah, the play action there. Had the handoff happened, Trayden Elliott was actually kind of had the lane there, but it wasn't to be for the Reds, as it's a turnover on downs, and the Panther offense now will take over.
So the Reds starting out, keeping their offense on the field, not really huddling up, moving. So now we'll see, again, how the Panthers decide to attack as they take their first offensive crack at the ball here.
On 1st and 10, Adam Moore will look to pass. He's got some time. Gets it in there. There's an interception on the play, but a flag is down as well.
I think we're going to have a holding penalty based on where that flag came in, but that was a great move on the ball. That was excellent defense. He jumped in there quick. Both teams are kind of huddling off. We're waiting for the referees to tell us what happened here. It looks like it's going to be Cedar ball because they are marking it where the ball came down. Let's see what the referees have to say here, Caden.
It is a holding on the offense. Penalty declined, and Cedar will get the ball right on back. Hey, you know what? For Cedar, you take it, right? It's a one-play turnover. You couldn't convert the 4th down. Your defense did their job, and your offense has to start fresh again from the 40. But you'll take the fresh set of downs, even if it's a few yards further back than where you had originally gotten to.
Yeah, that's basically a penalty from where they were. So they're not in a bad place. Got a trick play here.
Trick play going downfield. JT Jeter got it. Touchdown, Reds!
Touchdown, Reds! That was a fantastic play. You got you had the defense coming out on the field. They're a little bit out of whack considering what had just happened. Not really set up, ready for the defense to go. So perfect time to call that play because you knew you had the defense off their heels already. They weren't expected to be back on the field that fast, and that was for the halfback to be back there throwing that pass. That was fantastic. He put that right on the numbers, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
Who thought Trayden Elliott would get the first passing touchdown of the game? I did not have that on my bingo card today, as the extra point is also good. 7-0. Cedar takes the early lead here in the first on the Fan Sports Network. Stick around right after this.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
I've got 15 seconds to list all the reasons that you should call Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans. First-time home buyer specialist, down payment assistant loans, investment loans other guys haven't even heard of, reverse mortgages, and so many more to name before I run out of time.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Cedar getting ready to kick off to the Panthers here, and they now lead 7-0 to get this game started. Down in Washington County, Dixie High School, 35-7 right now over Logan. And it is just 1:06 left in the first half. They got a lot of football left to play over there at Dixie.
Well, Logan come in understaffed and with a really young team, and the playoffs are. Well, that was
Ooh, hit the pylon. That was.
They throw the flag.
They do throw the late flag.
Is that out of bounds though? I think
if it hits the pylon, the pylon should be in bounds, right?
Yeah, the pylon's in bounds. That shouldn't be a flag.
I'm with you. The pylon's in bounds. I think when you're going to score a touchdown, if the football touches the pylon, that is a touchdown, right?
Yeah,
so that means ball's in the end zone.
Well,
but it was the Whitecap that threw it, so there's probably nobody that's going to stop him from making the call. And I could be wrong, but I'm with you. I thought that this should just be a normal touchback and move it out to the 20, and we'll get started there. But they will start their possession here at the 35-yard line.
Gave him a bonus 35 yards, I think, but because I've always thought the pylon was in bounds. You hit the pylon, that was a 20-yarder at least. So interesting kickoff, but here's Panthers. They got to erase that what happened in that first series and get it going here.
And snap is away. Handoff to Motonga.
Got a flag.
He'll be pushed forward for a gain of a couple. And as you mentioned, penalty flag out there.
I believe we're going to have a false start. Wait for the white hat to give us the call, but I believe he...
Illegal shift on the offense. All right.
Okay. He must have felt like he was moving forward at the line. It looked like to me he was still sliding sideways, but he must have felt like he was starting to move forward as that ball was hiked.
And they'll reset it. 1st and 15. You know, these penalties can always come back to bite you, even if it is early here in the first quarter. As it's again a handoff to Motonga, and this time he has some extra room to run. Kind of gets back to where he started anyway, so no harm, no foul at the end of the day.
Yeah, and we talked about this at the pregame with the keys to the game is that Pineview cannot afford to hurt themselves and get behind the sticks, push themselves back. They've got to be able to, but they, as Motonga back there, grind this ball out. I think if they can, sustain a drive here, it'll hopefully give them the boost they need.
On second down, it's again Tonga. He pushes forward and gains an extra couple of yards. Coden Lunt on the takedown.
Just not wanting to go down, pushing forward, making sure he falls forward, gets as many yards as he can. Brings up a very short 2 yards, considering they were behind the sticks. Now they've got, about 2 yards to go?
Yeah, third and 2 there.
So, and, when they're on the, 45-yard line, they may consider even making this a 2-play if they don't get it. But I think they're going to continue to grind that ball and see if they can push this Cedar defense back off the ball.
And Moore takes a snap. He'll hand off to Tonga again. If it's successful, you might as well just keep going to that guy, right? And he only gains a yard on it. It'll bring up a 4th and 1 here now for the Pineview Panthers.
That was a great hit. They stood him up tall, got him going sideways, and made sure that he held him up tall until the rest of the defense could get over there and help him out.
Talk about a 4th and inches, really.
Yeah, they're keeping the offense on, and I would. I mean, Tonga's has moved the ball. He's yet to lose yards, so I think I would dip into that well again and not get too fancy. Just hand the ball and tell him to make sure you challenge him to get 7 inches.
And this is in Pineview territory, so if they don't get it here and they go with the direct snap to Beckstrand and he falls forward. Had he fallen backwards, then maybe not so good, but he falls forwards and they get the first down.
The tackler got him around the ankles, grabbed on tight, held on, hoping somebody would come up top and knock him backwards, but it wasn't to be. He was able to fall forward, and that body length was all he needed for that first down. So
Dante McGarvey on the stop for the Reds there, as you mentioned, grabbing around the ankles.
Just needed some other Cedar guys come over there and show some support, knock him backwards.
It's a Red Rock Real Estate first down here for the Pineview Panthers. Starting just past that 45-yard line. And it's a handoff. Sweeping across is Jones. Jones pushing forward. It's a 9-yard gain. Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones getting outside, putting his foot in the grass, and moving straight up the field as quickly as he could. Was able to get. Well, they gave him 10 yards. They said that was
they moved the sticks. Look
at
that's generous. I'm not gonna lie. We just saw it on the replay. That was generous.
Well, I think they felt bad about the last spot, and so they gave him 4th and a half an inch, and then this time they decided, hey, let's go ahead. And
I'm pretty sure they got
him a foot.
I'm pretty sure they got him right around that 45, 46-yard line, but they'll spot it at the 44. Nothing wrong with that for the Panthers. They'll take it. They'll say, hey, guys, stop talking about it. Let's just move on with the fresh set of downs. As Moore's down, he's able to recover, and that could have been real bad for the Panthers.
And that was interesting because it wasn't the defense. It was the defense guy pushing his offensive player into him. He's there making the block, shoves his back into him, and knocked the ball loose as he was getting ready to throw it downfield. So lost a few yards on that one.
Well, they put it right back, so they're saying an incomplete pass?
Wow.
Okay. I thought it was a fumble and a recovery, but you know what? They'll say it's an incomplete pass.
Okay. I guess, ball was going forward.
I guess so.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Again, you take the breaks when you get the breaks.
Yep.
Keeping it himself is Adam Moore, pushing forward, gain of about 6. It looks like the ball might have popped out there.
Got Cedar guys pointing, going the other direction, but the referee, he's showing second down.
Cedar's jumping around. They're saying they got it.
Oh, there it is.
Let's check it out on the replay. Could this be another Panther turnover? I mean, it must be. They're already calling it. And ball jumps out. Coden Lunt jumps on top of it. Good job by Coden Lunt right there to realize what was happening. He was quick on the draw. He beat me to it. I didn't even see it until he was already on top of the ball.
And the cause of the fumble, he just was basically let him run into him and then stayed upright, held the ball in place as he went down to the ground, and it popped right out. So not the start that the Panthers need. We talked about at the beginning. Don't be the little brother. Stop hitting yourself. And guess what? They're beating themselves up. That's 2 turnovers and 2 possessions.
And we've also seen 2 penalty flags thrown in their, or I shouldn't say in their favor, in Cedar's favor, as the handoff doesn't get Elliott very far.
Back to the line, met up with a whole that defensive line for Pineview is a very good defensive line. As they start to come together, they play that 3 down front, but they usually bring in a 4th guy to kind of put a little more pressure, especially on running downs. But they can hold their own if they decide to push through that ball.
And on 2nd and 10, Everett Kelling takes the snap. And I think there's a miscommunication there. He was either going for a draw play or for a handoff, and the running back was nowhere to be found. And he kind of did a little look around. Let's see if you can see it here on the replay. He kind of did a quick little look around, nobody at home, and took off running himself. Gained a yard on the play.
Running back's looking over at the coaches and saying, I think he got it wrong. Coach is pointing to him saying, no, you got it wrong.
That was on you. Sorry, buddy.
You're going to have to watch that one in film and take the abuse because you left your quarterback all by himself, which is no-no.
And it does bring up 3rd down here. This is a big opportunity for the Panthers to try to get a stop, especially with the ball in Cedar territory. You know at this point they're not going to go for it on a 4th down, so you just have to keep them locked in back there. And with time running low on the clock, they call the timeout instead.
He did not like the looks of the defense, didn't look like the look. I think they might have been trying to get Pineview to jump off sides, but it may have been one of those no calls that they plan on.
Timeout taken, brought to you by Udi & Associates. For great service and rates on home, auto, or life, call Luke today, 435-251-9102 for a free quote. See how much you can save. And we'll keep it right here during this timeout. Cedar looking good so far. They got the score on the board. And you know what that was, Jason? That was a Jason Baum long bomb of the game as well from Everett, from trading Elliott to I was going to say Everett Kelling, but it's trading Elliott to JT Jeter to get the score for the Reds.
Hey, not very often you get to call your own play, right?
That's right.
So, long bomb, Bay Equity, long bomb of the play. And obviously, if you want a bomb loan, come and talk to me.
How do they find you?
I do the bomb loans at, bombloans.com.
That's right, BAUM loans.com.
We got 5:14 in the first quarter, so the clock seems like it's moving fairly slow. We'll take it, right?
Yeah, take what you can get, for sure.
We are moving a little bit, but 5:14, about halfway through the first quarter, and Cedar is attacking again.
On 3rd down, Elliott goes in motion to the outside and resets. Kelling on the snap. Looking to pass to Elliott, gets him at about the 49. He pushes forward, makes a move, and still on his feet past the 40, and he'll go out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Fantastic move. Once he caught the ball, froze, jumped back, let that defender, overcommit, and got upfield, got the first down. Again, we keys of the game. We talked about it. Pineview has got to make those tackles. Had the player in front of him, needs to wrap him up, but instead Cedar gets the first down and gets to continue on this march.
On 1st and 10. Kelling on the snap, handoff, and there's a flag on the play, though. Call it dead.
I believe we had, it looks like they're calling encroachment. It looks like they're saying the Pineview jump, but I thought the Cedar guys moved a little bit, but we'll see.
And they did go encroachment on the call against the defense.
So, all right, well, we're not watching the same game, I think. There's been a couple of calls, Caden, that we've seen a little differently here, but here we go. Cedar gets an easy 5 yards. Now they get 2nd and 5.
Hey, nothing like having 4 downs and only 5 yards to go for it, right?
Yep.
Taking the snap and handing it off. It's Elliott taking it to the far side. He'll be wrapped up for a short gain for the Reds.
Reds are trying to figure out where those soft spots in this defense are. I think they're, test it right, test it left, and then see where they can make some progress with this Pineview defense.
2nd down, 4 to go. The ball on the far hashes for the Reds. .355 and ticking down on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard over there. Is Kelling looking to pass. Goes over to Elliott. Elliott again. Great reception. Goes out of bounds.
Looks like the 15-yard line. They're going to throw that on there. And great pass. He wide open across the middle of the field there. He had the linebacker trying to catch up to him, but that's a long ways for a middle linebacker to try to run and catch up with a speedy back out of the backfield.
Fresh set of downs here for the Cedar Reds as they have now made it into the Cache Valley Bank red zone. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Kelling looking to pass to the near side and gets his receiver.
Great hands there. Wrapped that ball up quick. Was able to hold on to it. Got Pineview jumped on his back and rode him out of bounds very quickly, but was able to pick up, about 4 yards on that one.
That's Crew Giles on the reception.
Sticky hands for Crew. That was a great catch. He had to concentrate, make sure he had his feet where they needed to be, and make that catch before he got shoved out. Pineview continuing to play with that 3-down line.
Looking for handoff, keeping it. No, taking it all the way down to about the 4 is Traden Elliott.
That was an outstanding cut. He put his foot in the ground, found a little bit of a crease, and jumped in there. Was, like I said, with just those 3-down linemen, was able to find a crease and push it forward all the way down to, looks like what they put it at, 4-yard line. And we'll see what Cedars, they get the play in from the coach and get ready, but I think I'd dip back into that same well.
I like that idea of just going to the running game right here where it's working for you. Elliott's been able to push the ball into gains nearly every single time he's touched it. And he only had the one where he got back to the line of scrimmage, so he hasn't lost yards as they take the sweep. Pushing forward is JT Jeter. He gains a couple, but still not enough to get in the end zone.
Yeah, they were, again, the defense was swarming, ready for that sweep. And just stretching. I think they're stretching the defense, getting ready for them to go back to the middle. Looks like they got about 3 yards to go, so only gave him a yard on that one. And I think that Pineview's bringing an additional lineman in, trying to make it a little bit more difficult for them to run the rock up the middle. But I think the field gets real short, real tight, real quick as these guys start to pound towards that goal line.
Pineview looking to rush about 5 or 6 here, and they do. And Elliott Goes nowhere.
That was great tackle. Had 3 guys there. Guy come around from the far side, wrapped up around from behind him, grabbed a hold of him, yanked him back, held him up a little bit while a couple more Pineview Panthers come in there. Showed that Panther pride, put him on his back, made sure he wasn't able to fall forward for any extra yards. Looks like they got him right back to the line of scrimmage. They're all set up here, ready to go once again. As he makes the clap, ready for the call.
On third down, corner of the end zone, it's batted away.
That was a fantastic defensive play. I think the quarterback should have put the ball up a little bit higher, got it out of the range of that. But that was excellent corner play. Turned around, saw the ball, didn't try to get fancy, just got it up there and slapped it away. Got that ball out of there. And it looks like Cedar is going to come in and kick a field goal.
Yeah, they do bring out the field goal unit here. Jacob Jenkins out there to kick this one for the Reds.
Looking to make it a 2-score game, which can be enough if they continue to. Pineview can't figure out how to get their offense moving.
Snaps away, direct snap. They're going to keep it. Nowhere to go.
That was a fake all the way. He was never planning on putting that ball down. And that was a turnover on downs. They're going to give Pineview the ball back right on the, 6-yard line. And going to make them go 95 yards. But I don't think he ever had an intention of letting that one be a kick.
Not at all. Not at all. That was Spencer Bell as well. That was the to-be holder that ended up not needing to hold anything as he tried to take it in himself. But, yeah, as you mentioned, nothing there for him. So Panthers take over, but for the Reds, this is a good position to be in. You have them backed up. I mean, right, yeah, you'd rather have points, right? You'd obviously rather have points, but you have them on the 5-yard line.
And their offense hasn't shown the ability to move down the field consistently without putting the ball in their hands. So, Cedar's thinking, hey, we may get the ball back with with time to go.
Tonga lowers the shoulder and pushes forward for a gain of 5.
They're going to try to get one more play off before the quarter. We're going to switch sides. Got about 43 seconds.
They're going to have to.
Yep.
Want to welcome in the radio audience as well to this game. Cedar Reds, Pineview Panthers. Reds up 7-0 at this point with 30 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Looks like they'll try to get one more play off before the end of the first quarter here. Pineview Panthers marching down the field. Well, they're trying to. They're only at the 10-yard line in their own territory as it's a handoff to Motonga on 2nd and 5. Pushes forward for a small gain of a couple yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. And just a few yards left to go. 3rd and 4 here.
I think we're going to hit the quarter. It doesn't look like they're going to try to stop it.
Yeah, they'll just let it go to the quarter. That's it. It's end of the first quarter. The Reds up top 7-0 over the Pineview Panthers. We'll take a quick 45-second break and return with the second quarter here on the Fan Sports Network.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9, and From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com.
Welcome back in, everybody, here to the Fan Sports Network. The Cedar Reds lead 7-0 over the Pineview Panthers as we're getting ready to start the second quarter.
Well, the assessment I think of that first quarter is this: that Pineview turned the ball over twice. They and gave Cedar short field on both of them, really, and Cedar's only up 7 points. So Pineview has to feel a little bit good about where they're at and the fact that they haven't been able to sustain a drive, but yet continue to move down and haven't, are only 7 points down.
That's a pass over to Brock Harris, and that's enough for a first down as well. So they move the chains on that one. And it's first that we've said Brock Harrison name today in this broadcast.
And Brock is a big kid. I think they need to figure out how to get him the ball a little more often. I don't know. At this point, you can't be saving him for anything. You got to leave it all on the field. This is the playoffs. It's a win or go home. So they need to get Brock involved. Make sure that anytime they see a mismatch as far as those corners, and he is always a mismatch because he is a head taller than just about everybody out there.
Looking to hand it off. They go to Tonga. He takes it over towards the far side, trying to follow some blocks and gains a good chunk of yardage there on first down.
Short field run. They went right at that short side of the field, got the momentum, and again, he's a bruiser runner. The first guy is generally not going to bring him to the ground. He took a hit early and then went forward for another 4 or 5 yards. So Tonga is ready to roll. They say come to the line.
And here they go on on second down. Looking to pass, and pressure, getting him, and he's going down.
Fantastic outside rush there from number 76. I'm not sure who that is, but he came in hard from that from that left side of the field, pressured over.
Lane Houchin.
Getting up, doing a little celebration, crossing the arms. I don't know if he's thinking about praying for another sack or what, but he celebrating, and like I said, he came in quick, made sure, reached around his guy trying to block him, and grabbed hold of that quarterback, wasn't going to let him go.
On 3rd and 9 to go here now for the Panthers. Moore will drop back to pass, pocket collapsing around him, and he's taken down.
And I think that is a fumble. He let go of the ball. He got wrapped up. He had the ball a little bit loose in his hand. As we look at the replay here, he
did lose it, and it looks like Cedar jumped on top of it.
Couple of Cedar linemen. 86.
A late flag came out on the play as well. After the play was over, Cedar had already jumped on the ball, and the flag came out.
86 spiked the ball, so I think they're going to hit him
with an unsportsmanlike.
I'm not really sure why he would have done that. He got the fumble, should have been celebrating, but instead he spiked the ball. And they're giving him 15 yards, and that's not a play the coaches are going to be happy with. They're going to be looking at that in the game film, saying, hey, what we get a fumble on the 10-yard line. Let's not make it harder than we have to.
Yeah, let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. We're in the red zone.
15-yard penalty. They're back to the
31.
Yep. Just because he couldn't hold his mustard. He got the fumble. He should have been happy. Should have been jumping up and down, put the ball up in the air, but don't slam it to the ground.
On 1st and 10 now for the Reds. They've been able to take care of a couple of turnovers, getting their offense onto the field. And it's Elliott taking it to the near side, following some blockers, gets it all the way down to about the 20. Is it enough for another first down? It's right at the line. They should be moving those sticks.
There he goes. Let's see. Yep, there he goes. He motioned it. We're moving the sticks.
Check it out on our Holbrook Asphalt replay. Yeah, right about there at the 21-yard line. That's a good spot.
Good spot. Great. Good run. Patient. Just kind of let his blockers lead him there. And then took advantage, ran up their backs when he got a chance.
Snaps away, Kelling into the flat. It's got Jeter. Jeter with a couple blockers upfield. Gets the block from Giles. He pushes past the 10-yard line down to about the 5.
It's another first down, pick up about 13 there. And, again, very patient running. Let his blockers kind of occupy those corners, get them busy. And then he ran in behind them and was able to pick up 13 yards on basically a very flat play, but picked up 13 quick yards.
Takedown by Brooks Clark.
Okay, we got down here again. Pineview's, backs against the wall. This is, it seems like we've been here already several times tonight. Now they've got their back against the wall. Got to come up here and see if Pineview can stiffen their backs once again, keep Cedar from the end zone.
And they got it. It's in there.
Very, very quick play. Did that slant. made it look like they were going to run up the middle, and the corner stayed a little bit too far off of the slant. He was able to walk in without even being touched, I believe.
Logan Weslowski. Yeah, it wasn't anywhere close on the easy slant route, as you mentioned.
That might be a football name, Weslowski.
Weslowski.
There you go. That's like a old school football name there. But Cedar able to finish off the short field. Again, Pineview, as we said at the very beginning with the keys of the game, just don't beat yourself up, and they have absolutely just hurt their own chances. Had the ball 3 times and turned it over 3 times.
No good on the extra point. It'll stay 13-0 here in the second quarter with 9:06 left to go on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. We'll step aside for just a moment and more when we return here on the Fan Sports Network.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks Ace stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
What's up, sports fans? It's Blair Fry with the Fry team at Red Rock Real Estate. Let's be honest. You know what's addicting? Football. You know what else is addicting? Looking for homes or investment properties. Let the Fry team at Red Rock Real Estate coach you through your real estate addictions.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
The Reds again get on the board here in the second quarter. It's 13-0 as they're getting ready to kick this one away again to the Panthers. And the Panthers, as you mentioned in pregame, they just have to keep themselves from hurting themselves. A couple of turnovers here early in this game and some penalty flags and things like that have really kept them from moving the ball forward.
Self-inflicted wounds, unfortunately. And they're going to do that little punch kick again, and it's on the ground. Oh.
And they just barely dive on it there at the 14-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will take over.
Caught the Pineview players kind of looking at each other like, you going to take it? You going to take it?
Someone's got to take it.
Somebody better jump on the ball. Finally, they make the commitment, but had it not been for a key block, really somebody just looking to make a block, pushed the Cedar kid out of the way before he was able to fall on top of it, and that was really a fortunate block because we could have had another turnover again on the 10, 12, or 14-yard line.
Panther offense back at it here with 3 receivers to the far side. Snaps away from Moore, and he hands it off to Tonga. Tonga slips past 1 tackle, past 2, still on his feet, past 3 as he pushes well into the secondary. Gain of 15 for Mo Tonga.
Tonga absolutely going into beast mode, pushing people off of him, letting them know, hey, look, you're not gonna arm tackle me. I'm gonna make you eat some grass. You're gonna try doing that, pushing guys to the ground. Look at it on the replay. You can see here, just absolutely steps over people, runs over somebody, waits till there's 3-4 guys on him before he finally gets to the ground. So if I'm Pineview and I'm trying to figure out how to calm my team down, stop turning the ball over, I think I'm calling Tonga's name a lot and just telling him, take care of the ball, let's grind the ball down the field, and let's figure out how to get this thing going.
And there he is again on the carry, and this time gaining only about 3.
They gathered up, got that Cedar line ready for him, and I think that, again, they were. I think that they can find ways to keep Tonga involved, but I don't know. We got a player sitting on the ground. I think they're going to have to call timeout for that one, and get the training staff out there.
And he was up for a while. He ended up taking a seat after a little bit, but I think his ankle was bothering him just enough that, in that situation, take the seat and give yourself a free timeout to get checked out instead of trying to rush a player off and rush another player on. And there's too much there. Just it's almost easier to just say, hey, let's get looked at, sit down, take the seat on the field. We'll come to you. Don't worry about trying to get to us. Smart play by that player. I wasn't able to catch the number there on that, whichever player that was for Cedar.
Like I said, he popped up, and I think he was feeling okay, but put some weight on it and realized, hey, wait, that doesn't feel good. So the adrenaline.
Justin Anderson, senior for the Cedar Reds.
putting his helmet back on. I think he would like to stay, but he is going to have to limp off. And, he's definitely being tender on that ankle. I think they'll take him off, get him looked at, hopefully get him wrapped up and get him back out on the field. As a senior, you don't want to miss a single second of these last games.
Well, and especially in the playoffs, because you never know which game is your last right now. For a lot of these seniors out there, for one team at least, this is their last game.
Well, it's guaranteed that this is the last time Cedar's going to touch their field this year. So they need to really embrace this opportunity, because from here out, everybody will pretty much be higher seeded. And so this is the last time we're going to see the Cedars on this field. They need to take advantage of that.
Pushing forward and gaining a few there.
Motonga again, just handing the ball, get that line, tell your line, hey, let's just push this ball forward. Picked up about 5 or 6 there, gives them third down and about 3 to 4 yards to go. And hopefully Pineview, again, they just need to figure out how to sustain a drive. Keep, let's run off 10 or 12 plays. They've unfortunately have not been able to keep the ball. I don't think they've ran more than a dozen plays so far in the game.
Here they are on 3rd and 3. Moore will drop back to pass, and he's going to go deep. He's got him. Matthew Costa all the way down to the 12-yard line.
There, that was a great play. If you'll watch the replay, you're going to see a little bit of hand fighting here, kind of going back and forth. He was definitely going to create that separation there, but could have gotten whistle, but no whistle. They're going to drop that ball right on the number, and big play for Pineview, and hopefully that'll get them going, get them on the board and cut this lead in half.
You know what that is, right, Jason?
I believe that would be a long bomb of the game.
That's right.
Bay Equity Home Loans.
Talk to this guy with Bay Equity Home Loans if you if you have any interest in anything home loan related. He's the guy to call. You can check him out online at bombloans.com. Quincy Jones past the 5, slips past the tackle. They'll get in. It's a touchdown, Panthers.
But we do have a flag down. Got a flag down, a little celebration, but I think they're going to be bringing this one back. I'm not really sure what. Oh,
maybe a holding call on Brock Harris could be the call.
I don't know how they let that arm fighting go on the big play, but then that didn't look like a lot of holding, but maybe he had a little bit more of the jersey than I thought.
Yeah, they did go number 86 offense. I'm trying to be a good lip reader when it comes to these things. I obviously can't hear what he's saying. So holding is the call, and take away the touchdown and, in fact, push them all the way back another 10 yards and make them start on a 1st and 20.
And the good thing about these the new rule changes, the penalties are always from the place where the ball started. It's from the line of scrimmage, not where the holding took place.
If that was the case, he was in the backfield. That would actually be like a 1st and 23 or so. Yep. Hand off to Tonga. He'll be wrapped up by Coden Lunt and taken down for maybe a gain of 1.
Push forward for a gain. Bring that defense in. Get them in tight. Got lots of, again, that Cedar line is, got a bow up, and we're in that short field. And so the Pineview needs to sustain this drive, keep it going down, and make Cedar, make Cedar work for it to keep them out of that end zone. Pineview needs to find a way to get in the end zone. They need the confidence boost at this point.
6 minutes left to play here in the first half. On 2nd and 19, Moore will look to pass. Pressure getting to him, and he'll be wrapped up for the sack.
Oh, he comes in again. He came in from the left side on the last sack, comes in from the right side on this one, and untouched, just runs right to him, and he just had to bury it, just had to eat that ball, get to the ground, make sure, again, playing a little loose with it. I'd like to see when he's knowing he's going to take a sack, he needs to bring that ball into his chest and just go to the ground. But again, Cedar pushing them backwards. Now they're what are they looking at?
3rd and 27.
What's your 3rd and 27 play, Caden?
Get it more manageable and try to go for a field goal, maybe. That's what I'm probably looking at here.
Cut it in half. I think, again, you've got a D1 player out there, and I think Harris needs to they need to figure out a way to get him one-on-one and, move the ball down, maybe throw it into the corner, let him go up top and get it. Just tell your quarterback, make sure you get it up high. Let him use that height advantage that he has.
Timeout taken. We'll take a quick one ourselves, 30 seconds, and we'll return here on the Fan Sports Network.
Inspired design. Ultra quiet operation. To you, it's a Bryant Evolution cooling system. To us, it's the ultimate machine.
All set.
For the dealer nearest you, visit Bryant.com.
Coming out of the timeout brought to you by Union Associates, the Panthers are facing a 3rd and 27 here.
Looks like there might be a little confusion on their 3rd and 27 play.
They're taking a while to talk about it. They want to make sure they get the right call here. Coach Boyer over there having a chat with them.
Probably letting that line know, hey, look, you've got to pick up that blitzer. He's coming. And reminded them to cover up those blitzers, make sure that they get it, and give him a chance.
It looks like they're only going to send 4 unless that one linebacker comes in. Now, they'll only send 4. They go pitch backwards. I'm sure it's a trick play. Jones pushes it forward. And if they had communicated, it could have been a pick.
2 Cedar guys, both wanting glory. Both of them meet in the middle. And,
let's check that out on the Holbrook Asphalt replay. Jones had pressure coming right at him. I believe it was Coden Lunt coming right at him and colliding midair. It was Jake Story who says, no way, and Trayden Elliott's back there saying, we could have had the pick, though.
Great defense. Again, Cedar didn't get sucked in by the trick play. I don't know that the timing of that particular play didn't set up for him. But, again, 4th down, I think they're going for it anyway. So,
well, we talked about sending Laku at the top of your screen over there. Send your big tight end to the top with Brock Harris. And let him just run straight up, and that's where they're going. Right on cue, and a little overthrown. He had the lane right there. He just had to take a few steps back.
Yeah, he kind of stopped. I think he thought it was going to be underthrown. Not sure if he misread the direction of that, but I think if he keeps going, takes 3 or 4 more steps, and then jumps, he's able to high point that. But he just waited a little bit too long.
That. I think he was trying to wait out JT Jeter and try to make sure Jeter was in the right place. But again, that ball just a hair overthrown for what Brock Harris was expecting. But hey, good call on that. You called that exactly right of what you thought should happen there on a 4th and 27.
If I'm coaching up Brock Harris on that, I'm telling him go run into that back, make them either penalize you or make the play. But don't stop short of the goal line. You need to be in the end zone when that ball comes up. Get to where the ball is going to be. Don't wait for the ball to come to you. And because that way you take away the defensive player's ability to make a play.
Good run by Trayden Elliott as he falls forward for a 1st down.
Excellent run. They opened up a hole there that even I could have ran through. And it just created that gap for him. Look at that hole for him to get through. He was
great offensive line movement right there.
Yep. They got it ready for him, and that was a quick 10 yards.
4:30 left to go in the first half. 13-0 Cedar Reds lead this one, and they are marching down the field on another handoff to Elliott. He trips. I think he just kind of got himself stuck in the grass there a little bit. I don't think he really tripped up over anything other than himself and gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I believe so. Looking at the replay there, I think that he just touched his own toes and got caught up, but was at least able to get back, I believe, to the line of scrimmage. I think he was able to jump back.
Yeah, they got him there.
Doesn't look like they lost yards anyway.
Yeah, they got it right back to the sticks. So 2nd and 10. Kelling definitely taking his time here.
Offense trying to figure out.
They got to move quick if they don't want that penalty for taking too long. And do they go timeout? Or is it delay a game? It is the delay a game.
Waited too long. That the coaches and the quarterback trying to figure out who's doing what, talking to each other. Now they're going to be moving the ball backwards 5 yards. So now we got 2nd and 15. And, communication with coaches, it's got to get cleaned up. You got to get that play in, be ready to go when the ball's, ready to be snapped. Can't give up easy 5 yards.
Here we go, 2nd and 15, 3:29 on the clock. Go trips near side for the Reds. Snap is away. Kelling looking to pass, has some time as he rolls out, goes across the middle, and it's incomplete.
Tried to bring that ball back across his body, which is always a dangerous play when you're trying to do that. The defense was there. It was right on top of him, but was just trying to come across his body, ended up throwing it a little bit low, kind of into the dirt, and his player couldn't go down.
He had Ammon York way downfield. It was double coverage, but his eyes flicked up there a couple times, and he saw that double coverage, didn't want to go there, so had to go with what looked to be the most open, but good coverage by the Panthers. Now 3rd and 15. It's a handoff, delayed handoff in. He's got plenty of room to run. Elliott making some moves, slips around and through. He's still on his feet and finally taken down.
Fantastic call, fantastic play. Got that defense wanting to be aggressive, wanting to get in the backfield. Charged up front, basically ran right past him as he was, they did that little delayed handoff, and he was, they touched him as he ran past, but then there was nobody as all the receivers had taken their defensive backs 10, 15 yards down the field and had to turn around and try to come back and find the runner. So great play, great call at that particular moment.
And on the draw play, looking to go downfield, and not quite there. Intended for Ammon York.
Wow, that was inches. Talk about a game of inches. That was right on his fingertips. We do have a penalty marker. I think we're going to have a holding back based on where it's at. And going to move him back 10 yards. But boy,
Cedar's already moving back, so they know it's against them. And holding is definitely the call.
So we're going to have
First and 20.
First and 20. They just need to get that yardage back in this first play. Pineview switched up their defense a little bit. They've moved to four down linemen, put three backs in the middle of the field there, and trying to disrupt that run game that's been hurting them.
1st and 20. Kelling will pass into the flat. And Elliott will take it across for a gain of about 11 or 12 there.
He took a big hit on that pass. The Pineview had a free runner in there, but he takes a big hit. Guy comes down on top of him, but he's able to get the ball out and then just quick feet, moving up the field as fast as he can, picking up cutting that yardage in half, just what we said. Going to need to get down. So now we got 2nd and 9. That's what they needed. And
with an 11-yard gain, as you mentioned, yes, 2nd and 9 here. With just about 2 minutes to go here in the half. The Reds looking to get another score on the board right now, 13-0. Delayed handoff. No, it's play action. It goes to JT Jeter across the middle for a 1st down.
Again, that little slant. He goes up about 3 yards, slams his foot in the ground, cuts across the field, gets in front of the back, and then opens up. If you look at the replay, he opens his chest up to his quarterback, gives him a big target, lets him hit him as he runs with the ball, picks up the 1st down, and the Cedars on the march.
1st and 10 from the 21. 22. Handoff, Elliott. Elliott with some room in front of him, makes a move, goes down past the 10-yard line, and he gets a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cedar Reds.
But guess what?
Flags on the play.
Got a little laundry on the field. It looks like maybe that outside receiver was holding on to his player because it is upfield. I mean, it's a good 5 or 6 yards up the field. Not really sure.
I'm not sure where it was on the play.
Wow, if he called that on 16, that's where it looks like it came from. And so they're marching him back.
Very interesting.
Wow, I didn't see it, but.
Well, it was a late call because if they're calling it from the spot of the foul, it's a 1st and. well, 1st and 15 is what it's looking like here. So.
Okay, that was interesting. So they're saying he got the yardage.
If it was a holding call, unless it was just a 5-yard penalty, but, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was the holding call, right? So did they give him the yardage? And Crew Giles taking it on the sweep, cuts up field. Gains a little bit, but there is, again, a flag on the play.
That was a long, drawn-out play. He you tell your players never run backwards. And,
and it almost did not pay off.
He ran backwards, was losing 5 more yards as he did so, but was starting to run out, turned upfield. Again, I plays of the game, I said at the very beginning, Pineview has got to make tackles. They can't afford to have missed tackles. And once again, they could have had a big loss. They had a player back there, had his hands on him, needed to bring him down, and well, with the penalty, they're going to get the big loss anyways. 10 more yards. Looks like another holding penalty.
Yeah, that'll push them back. It'll be 1st and a lot now. Do the math for me there.
25.
Looking at 25, yeah. That's about what I was thinking too, 25 yards.
And they were Cedar was marching down. Everything looked really good. And it's like, all of a sudden the tide pushed back and they're going the wrong direction. They need to stop the bleeding here and get a forward progressing play.
They go handoff. And it's Elliott again. He's slippery. He finds his way up for a 7-yard gain.
Breaking tackles, leaving guys, kind of leaving guys there tackling air. It's just grasping at something that is no longer there. Was able to get up the field, was slammed again. We only have 50 seconds to the half, so they need to figure something out, and they've taken a timeout to see what that is.
Yeah, Cedar calls a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves, get you ready to count down to halftime here on the Fan Sports Network. Stick around with us. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
And welcome back in. We got 50 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. 13-0 right now. Cedar trying to find their way back into the end zone again.
They got to have a big play here, 25 yards just to get to the first.
They're going to go deep. Kelling to Jeter. He's got him at the 5.
Fantastic play. Once again, turning his body, giving his numbers so that the quarterback has a target. That was a laser beam throw. Didn't put a lot of air in between it, the ground and the ball. Put it right on him, and he basically blocked out his defender and said, hey, this ball is mine. I'm going to take it down at the 5-yard line.
1st and goal here for the Reds. It'll be a handoff to Elliott. Elliott has been running great all evening. He gets a couple of yards there, down to the 2.
They call a quick timeout. They've got 23 seconds. And thought they were going to – I thought Pineview might try to hold him up in the air a little bit and let a little more clock run off, but finally got him to the ground. And looks like they are putting it at the 2-yard line. So you've got probably, 2 plays?
If you go passing play, for sure.
Yep.
Right now with no timeouts for the Reds left on the board, then, yeah, absolutely. You kind of have to go – if you want to go passing play first to try to – get it in, and then at that point you're at 3rd down. I don't know. Do they go 2 passing plays and a run play? It's tough to say what they'll do here with only 23 seconds on the board and no timeouts left.
Again, looking at it, I think I would look at that flat pass, the pass out in the flat, get a little bit, kind of reduce the numbers, and see if you can, get somebody to push it in there. But again,
well, I can already tell you they're going JT Jeter, Crew Giles, and Logan Weslowski up to the top with trips up to that far side. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jeter get it in the flat with 2 blockers ahead of him, push it forward for the touchdown.
Well, that quick slant has been money for him all night. I think that you'll see, is it Cedar 17 on the right?
He's 21 right here.
Oh, who's 17 on this side?
That one's Ammon York.
I think you see Ammon open up quick, and
they'll give it to Elliott. He stretches forward. That's a gutsy play right there. Gets an extra yard, but they have to hurry up. 14 seconds and ticking down, and Everett Kelling out there saying, let's go, let's hurry so we can spike the ball and get one more play. 6 seconds. They at least have enough time to do it. They'll just go in one more play to the end zone. It's a touchdown! Ammon York! On the hurry-up play, Ammon York in the corner of the end zone.
I think they probably had both those plays called. Just said, Ammon, we're going to throw the ball right at you.
See, Kelly saying, hurry up, let's go. The defense, they weren't ready. They didn't know what was coming.
Nope.
And it was the one-on-one in the corner. Very well placed by Everett Kelling. It is 19-0 with only 2 seconds left to go in the first half. The Reds worked that clock perfectly.
Yeah, the defensive player was there. He had his arm up. If he could have swung his head around or figured out a way to break through those arms, push the ball out, but wasn't to be. Kelling with the strong hands went right over the top of him, got in the end zone, and the Reds are on the board again, jumping out to a lead, and now we've got a procedure call, and they're going to move him back, make him kick it for 5 more yards back.
False start is the call. And, they'll put the extra point now. It's just a little chip in from a 25-yarder.
Yeah, 25.
You can still do that. Why not?
Sets up.
And here's the kick. It looks like as the distance, it's good.
Made quick work of that one, and they have the 20-point lead with 2.1 seconds to go in the half. Again, figuring out a way. They drove down the length of the field that time and found a way to get into the with the limited clock time. Had 2 plays called. Figured out, hey, look, we're on the 2-yard line. We're going to run it. We're going to get to the ball quick, and then we're going to run that second play. Had the receiver, they had to know that they had a height advantage, and said we're going to throw it up top, go up and get the ball, and let's hit pay dirt. That's how Cedar, goes into the half. I think they've got the momentum definitely on their side, feeling very good, and Pineview will have to go back to the drawing board, get in the halftime, figure out what they need to do to start clawing back at this lead.
Yeah, and 2 seconds left here in the half. All they have to do is just kick it away here and stop Pineview from returning it. That's not going to be too difficult to do, I don't think, to be able to just take it into halftime with the 20-0 lead. So coming up next as well, Rally Stop halftime show. So make sure to stick around right here on the Fan Sports Network for that. We'll be covering the first half of play here, and we'll also be looking at the Nets on Fire scoreboard, giving you updates from across Region 9.
Fall on the ball. Remember, they do that little squib kick that puts it in no man's land. Pineview last time had a couple of guys looking at it. They can't afford to give up anything silly with 2 seconds left in the game.
And they'll do the same thing. They go the same way here. It's returnable. And still on his feet, moving forward right there is Braxton Linvo, but it is the end of the first half. The score 20-0. The Reds take the lead into the locker room at halftime here on the Fan Sports Network. Second half coming up, but first it is your Rally Stop halftime show. Stick around. We got more coming up after this break here on the Fan Sports Network.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
I've got 15 seconds to list all the reasons that you should call Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans. First-time home buyer specialist, down payment assistant loans, investment loans other guys haven't even heard of, reverse mortgages, and so many more to name before I run out of time.
Red Ledges Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledges Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks Ace stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cass Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
It's halftime here on the Fan Sports Network, brought to you by Rally Stop. There's no better place to refuel after the game than Rally Stop. So stop on in, grab your snacks, refuel on gas, and get back on your way with Rally Stop. Just missed the during the break there, the Moitawa Cedars drill team, and now the Cedar cheerleaders out there on the field getting ready to do their performance for halftime. And in the first half here, the score up on that Wilkinson South sliding scoreboard, 20-0. The Reds lead over the Panthers. And while we're here, let's update your Region 9 scoreboard, brought to you by Nets on Fire, your premier athlete training facility. Right now, it's 55-7 as Dixie continues to put the pain on Logan.
Logan made a long trip to get a to make a longer trip back. I think that's going to seem like a long bus drive back after giving up 55 points. And Dixie, again, I feel bad for anybody who underestimates Blaine Monkers come playoff time.
I agree. He's a genius when it comes to football. He just knows his stuff. There's a reason why his coaching tree is ever expanding here, not only in Southern Utah, but now really just all across the state of Utah. He's got different guys from his programs that have moved on to become head coaches all over the place now.
He does, and you look at what he does. He starts off the season with tough battles, plays big teams, gets his butt handed to him in some of those games, but he finds out what he's got, and you see him move players around, start to tweak players, and as the season gets going and as it goes further and further, they get stronger and stronger.
That's
and
right.
Like I said, Blaine is a master of determining and figuring out what he's got and then how to use those players to get the most out of them.
That's right.
Really, 55-7. I think, Hayden, I think they're okay.
I think so too. I think you're right about that. I feel like they're probably locked in. Only 7 minutes to go. Yeah, they're definitely getting the win there. Now, a game that is, I think, closer than a lot of people were expecting it to be is Desert Hills and Hurricane. That one right now, 28-13. Desert Hills on top, but I know that Cummings with he had a short catch, but then took it an extra 50 for a touchdown. So that one just happening. So it had been quite the tight ball game leading up to that one, and they extend that again just a little bit more, 28-13 now. And the Thunder, the previous game that they played against Hurricane, at halftime it was 40-something to 0. I don't know. I think it was like 49-0. And so this is definitely a different ball game right now than we saw last time for these two teams.
Again, Hurricanes, one of those teams that hadn't figured out how to play their best game yet. Really a program, and I hate to say that a young program because they've been around for a while, but they've been reinventing themselves, and I think trying to find an identity. Like you said, to have it be a one-score game, Jaden Cummings goes off for a 50-yarder, puts it up to a two-score game. But to have it be that close, I think Hurricane, if you told them they were going to be that close coming into halftime, I think they'd be ecstatic about that.
Oh, absolutely. Right now they're sitting there with a shot, and
Yep.
I think that's all they are hoping for in the playoffs is to stay alive. And what's interesting is Hurricane always plays their best football in the playoffs. And, they've come up short for the last few years in the first round. But I will say they have taken some teams to the limit. They went up to Logan last year, or should I say Cache Valley area. They took on, I believe it was Mountain Crest. Mountain Crest made it all the way to the semifinals, but you know what? They played them just as well as anybody had all year long and kind of gave them a run. So Hurricane does like to play some playoff football. So I like to see the little bit of fight from him in this game against Desert Hills.
Again, we talked about this pregame, but it stinks that we get to see rematches rather than see Hurricane take on a team from up north or somebody where they could have seen, hey, where do they stack up? But instead we tend to be eating our own again, as we had all Region 9 in one bracket, which is just still completely mystifying.
It's bonkers,
I would love to see the actual RPI, how it ended up, or if they moved some teams around.
I want to see the algorithm of the RPI, I want to know how that's all played out, because I don't think there's any way they purposefully set it up to be all Region 9 in one quarter of the bracket. That just would blow my mind.
Yeah, I can't believe that they would do that either, but again, my personal opinion is that that's why if they're going to take the RPI and not let us see the final results, then why not mix it up a little bit? Why not say, hey, look, we've got everybody in Region 9 in one bracket. Let's go ahead and, bump this team up here, bump that team down there, and make this a little more interesting. Let these guys play somebody they haven't played before.
Yeah.
But my opinion and this nice cool breeze we got up here in Cedar, that adds up to the same thing. So,
yeah.
Again, I'm looking at that score saying, you know what? Hurricanes in this. I think Desert Hills. If you'd have told me they were going to have 28 points, I would have said, okay, great. That's about right for Desert Hills. They'll be up 28. For Cedar or Hurricane to be up there at 14 or 13 points, I think that again, they just want to keep it close and have a chance.
Absolutely. So those are your Region 9 updates brought to you by Nets on Fire here in your halftime show. And as we are getting closer to the second half of play, where the Reds are leading 20-0, let's talk about that first half. I want to talk about Pineview for a second. You mentioned it as your very first key to the game, which was just don't beat yourself up and make this game harder for yourself. Pineview really has done just that. The turnovers, I think they're 3 turnovers in at this point, and some of those have led to scores. So you gotta be a little more careful with the football.
They've just short-filled turnovers, very loose with the ball, and we watched Cedar's dance team come out here and do the Halloween scary, and right now it's just scary how they're turning the ball over. As crazy as it sounds, they're actually lucky to only be down 20.
That's a good point.
Because that first quarter, I think they ran 4 plays and had 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
They were not taking care of the ball. They were just, putting it on the ground and fumbles, throwing interceptions. They've got to figure out. And to me, again, if I'm a coach on that side of the ball, I'm saying, hey, look, we need to slow this thing down. Let's grind the ball out. Let's get some confidence. Let's, get the ball in the end zone and figure out, let's get ourselves back into this game.
Absolutely. And that's what they're going to be fighting to do, is just try to get back into this game. And can they do it? Hopefully. They get the ball to start the second half, so I'd like to see Pineview make more of a game out of this. And, they had that touchdown, got called back with a holding call.
Yep.
So this could be a completely different ball game had that touchdown counted as well. Who knows what that could have sparked with the defense? Maybe that stops Cedar. Maybe then they can go and score again. And now you're looking at a tied ball game as opposed to a 3-score game.
Again, beating yourself up. We talked about it. It wasn't just the turnovers. It's the bad calls, putting yourself, hurting your team by grabbing a hold of a jersey, tugging on somebody when you should just let them go. If they make the play, they make the play, but at least you're not backing your team up and changing the complexity of the game. So I think, Pineview's got to find a way to protect themselves, make sure they protect that football, but again, talk to your players. Say, look, it's time for us to start putting our best game. They've got 1 half to go. Leave it out on the field. Put your best game forward and get going.
Absolutely. Well, hey, you can't say enough good about the Reds, though. They've been able to force those turnovers, right? They forced those turnovers. They've had some big plays downfield. We had that big long bomb pass in the, I believe it was in the first
quarter.
It was in the first to JT Jeter down here. That there's.
There's
the one that, on the turnover.
They had the turnover, and they ran the
trick play. On the trick play, they got it down for the touchdown. And then you had another one that was to JT Jeter, got him down to the 5-yard line. They ended up punching that one in. And then you had the other one to Ammon York over here for another touchdown in the corner of the end zone. They're making big plays on offense. And I also want to give a big shout-out to Traden Elliott, who's been taking on the full brunt of the running game. Now, remember, taking a look here as well, they had that big injury for Devin Crenshaw, who in the last game went out with a dislocated foot. Talk about painful.
Ouch.
From what I heard, it was quite gruesome, and we're not going to be showing any clips of that for sure, but with him going out, Traden Elliott's taken over the full run game, and he has done very well in the absence of Devin Crenshaw.
He has. He's got quick feet. What you want from a running back is somebody who can find a hole and then get there quick, and he has absolutely done that. He moves upfield. You don't see a lot of tackles where they're pushing him backwards. It seems like most of his tackles, he seems to be moving the ball forward, even though he's not a big kid. He's a small running back, but I think those quick feet help him get up to the player, and I think they're surprised about how quickly they get to him. Cedar's got to be ecstatic. I mean, they come out here, they're on their home field. They wanted to, play their game, and they've been able to do that. So I think, the thing I would tell my team at the halftime with Cedar is, we can't get complacent. We have to go out there. Let's put one more score on the board at least, and then let's just play our game. This is our field, and we're going to protect it. And let's make sure we keep Pineview out of the end zone.
And as Pineview now getting ready to come out onto the field, you're exactly right about that. They got to just play their brand of football that they've been playing. And in Pineview, they look hyped coming out from halftime as they run through the paper and the balloons. They got to keep hyped on the field. They have to be making plays. I know that coming out of that locker room, I don't know if Coach Boyer had a magical halftime speech or not to get these guys ready to go. But, 3 touchdowns is not out of the picture to get back into this either.
No, they can be a big play offense. They've got some offensive players that allow them to move the ball down the field. They've got to figure out figure out those plays that are going to allow those big play players to get involved. We talked about the big 3 for Pineview at the beginning of this and said, you've got to figure out a way to get Harris involved, get him moving the ball down the field. You've got players that are there. You've got to find ways to get them involved with this game. To me, it starts with that run game, pounding the ball, making the Cedar come in tight, getting them in close, and then taking one up over the top. So, my belief is that Pineview's got the opportunity. They really are fortunate to only be down by 20, and they need to look at that and say, hey, look, we played a horrendous half, and we can score make 3 scores and win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to step aside for just a moment. When we return, it's the second half of football here from Cedar High School and your Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network in partnership with KSLSports.com as well. Want to thank them for being a media partner of UHSAA and the 4A state playoffs. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Fan Sports Network.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
It's the second half of football here on the Fan Sports Network. Cedar leads 20-0 over the Panthers. Panthers get the ball here to start the second half.
Cedar's got the sea lit up on the mountain up there. You got the lights on. It's Friday night. It's October football. It's playoff football. Can't ask for more. We got another punch kick.
It goes out of bounds.
And they're going to give him the ball at the 35. One of those punch kicks, again, just trying to keep those Pineview players, again, they kind of ran over there.
From returning.
They ran over there and watched it go out of bounds. And I just feel like, man, that's a gutsy play. Somebody better get on that ball. The funny thing is if they catch that and run forward 3 or 4 yards, they're actually in great position. But
yeah, they might find themselves in better position than if they just let it roll out of bounds. You know, why not? Why not try to return something?
But Cedars just said, hey, we're going to find the holes in that kick team and kick it there.
And here they go, getting things started with the Motonga run up the middle for a gain of 2.
Motonga pounding the ball up front. That Cedar defense collapsing in on him. He had a bit of a hole there, was able to get a couple yards, but then the Cedar defense surrounded him, brought him to the ground, and we get ready for 2nd and 8.
And on 2nd and 8, it's Moore looking to pass. Goes across the middle, and I believe Costa has it. It's enough for the first down.
That was a great catch. That was really underthrown. It looked like it was going to bounce off the grass. He got down almost on his knees to bring that one up off the grass. And again, good play, brings the ball up, gets a first down. They're off to a good start. And now they just need to keep that momentum going, keep moving forward. Looks like they're going to empty the backfield.
Yeah, they go 4 guys up to that far side. And it's over to Jones. Jones with plenty of blockers in front of him, still on his feet. I thought he was going to get tripped up there, but he stays on his feet, gets it out past the 30.
Quincy Jones, show me your stuff. Fantastic run. He got down there about 15 yards and throws somebody in the turbine, does a little spin move, and gets an extra 5 or 6 yards. Watch this move, Caden, as he gets down the field. This guy coming in, whoop, and there he goes for another probably 10 yards after the spin cycle. That was a great move by Quincy Jones. Again, one of the big 3. We need to get him involved. They got him involved, and they got a big play.
26-yard line to get things started here for the Panthers. And it goes again to Jones in the flat. And he jumps on top of it. Luckily, I believe that was a forward pass.
No, they're marking it back where it was. They're saying that was – oh, no, now they're moving forward. Okay.
I kind of want – let's check it out because I'm curious.
That was
just because I'm
close.
Curious.
He had to go up over the
top. He let go of it at the 32, and it was touched at the 31. Okay, so it was a forward progression pass.
It was, but dangerous pass because he had
dangerous pass indeed.
The Cedar outside corner there saw that one coming, stayed flat on it and was able to disrupt it enough not to allow him to get up the field.
2nd and 10, Moore has a receiver. It's enough for a first down.
Wide open. He was standing there waiting for the ball, again, it's so important when you've got a quarterback that's learning his ropes to open up your numbers, let him see those numbers. If you watch the replay, you should be able to see that his numbers are right to the quarterback. He's got his chest open to him saying, hey, get me the ball right here. Let me help you move the ball down the field. And this is exactly what Pineview needed. They need to march the ball down. They're looking fantastic. Looks like a totally different team at this point. So that halftime speech must have worked.
And again, looking to pass this more. He's going to take it to the end zone. I think he got it.
Oh, and they're going to call pass interference. Is it a touchdown? Throw the arms up. Give the boy
the
score.
Call. Give him the call.
Score. That was a great catch. Went
what
over
are we
the
waiting
top
for?
Of the defender.
Touchdown. There it is. Let's check it out on the replay.
Come on, Caden. What are they talking about?
What are they waiting for? They got it.
He went over the top of his. Look at this. Fantastic. It's going to hit him right in the helmet. He reaches around off of the defender's numbers and grabs the ball, pulls it around, gets his feet down. We have a touchdown. Pineview is on the board, and just absolutely a different team coming out of halftime. Moved the ball. That was,
that was great.
That was a
quick sequence all the way from the 35.
So whatever Coach said at halftime got in their ear and let them know. I mean, that was absolutely kind of a different team than we saw in the first half. Everybody was clicking. They got their big three involved. They got their players that needed to get the ball, got the ball, and they're in the end zone.
And on the extra point, it looks good. It is good. The Panthers make it 7 to the Cedar Reds 20. We'll step aside, take a break. Here on the Fan Sports Network, 27 Reds lead.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks Ace stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
So starting off after the Pineview score, they're going to kick off from Cedar territory at the 45-yard line.
Must have been unsportsmanlike, or
I don't know. Something happened there during the break. We were kind of locked in during the break over here, and I didn't see anything happen either. But, is this onside kick territory for the Panthers? Because why not?
Why not?
Worst case scenario, they get the ball at the 35. Okay.
Which is an out of bounds anyway. You might as well give it a try. But
little
punch. It hits the ground.
The punch.
It bounced right
up. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I am a fan of that because now Cedar gets the ball at about the 25 or so.
And bluntly, that's a dangerous kick because
it can be.
It bounced right up into his chest, and had it not bounced straight into his chest,
Panthers are right on top of it. If not,
that bounce could have gone anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. I like that idea for that scenario. How often are you going to get the ball at the 45 to kick off from? Right. So take what you can get. And for the Reds, yes, the Reds get the ball. They get it at the 25. It's better than a touchback. Hey, you know what? It was kind of a win-win for both teams in a way. I know Pineview wanted to get the ball back, but it could have been worse for them. And it's a handoff. Elliott with some room to run. It's a 15-yard run for Traden Elliott.
Traden Elliott just finding the gaps once again, using those quick feet, finding those gaps, and getting upfield really quick. Like I said, I love the way that he stamps. You can literally watch in this replay. He stamps his foot in the ground and moves upfield quickly. Even as he's moving up the field, he's dancing.
Here he goes again. It's an easy 7 yards this time.
Yep. I think Cedar's decided they're going to move the ball quick. They're going to look, the no huddle. They're going to get right back on the ball, call another play, keep Pineview's defense on their heels.
Kelling takes the snap, and again it's Elliott. Elliott's moving the ball well. He'll fall forward, gain of about 4. He only needed 3.
Yeah, got the first down. Again, just using those quick feet, and watching him stomp that ground, find a little bit of a gap, find a way to get upfield. get that first down, keep the momentum going.
1st and 10 for the Reds. Kelling, play action. Pressure's coming at him. He goes middle of the field. A wide open receiver. JT Cedar, touchdown, Reds.
Fantastic play for the Cedar. They had hit them with a run, hit them with a run, hit them with a run. Got everybody coming in. When they ran that play action, everybody bid on it. And those two corners, they were in the play, but they were spectators as they watched JT Jeter take that ball and go ahead and run into the end zone. They were 5 yards behind him, just watching him go.
Watched him walk his way right in for the score, and they extend that lead 26-7. PAT pending with 8:47 left to go here in the third quarter.
So Pineview came out, did what they were supposed to do, marched down the field, got themselves into the game, did exactly what they were supposed to do by getting a score, and it looks like that was good on the extra point. So 27-7, but then Cedar does exactly what they're supposed to.
That's exactly right.
3-4 plays, moved the ball down the field very quickly. A big play again. Caught Pineview's defense just not ready for it with that quick offense, no huddle, moving the ball quickly, making Pineview, putting them on their heels. They were on roller skates. I mean, their defense was on roller skates that entire sequence of plays.
Want to give a shout out to some of our great sponsors and partners for tonight's action. Want to thank Intermountain Sports Performance, and there's no off season for sports nowadays, right? Get sports-specific training at Intermountain Sports Performance, locations from Logan to St. George. As the Reds again kick off to Pineview here in the second half. We got the sea lit up on the hill as well.
Beautiful night. The temperatures come down. It feels comfortable here.
Sitting around 70 degrees right now. It's perfect.
We cannot ask for, again, Friday night lights, lighting up the Cedar.
Way better than those Wednesday night lights that we had the other day, right?
Absolutely. This is so much fun. And here we go. Cedar's going to find the gap, see if they can find it. If I'm Pineview, I'm trying to fill those quickly.
It's a line drive. And bobbling it a little bit there is Beckstrand. Oh, no, that's not Beckstrand. Excuse me. That was a Spencer Bell. Or excuse me, no, that was I'm looking at the wrong roster. I need to get the right one in front of me. That's Colby Richardson. Excuse me. Wow.
Colby kind of fumbled it there, gave him a chance to get down the field because line drive, the ball got down there quick. He could have been upfield, but he had a hard time picking it up off the grass. Once he got it, he was able to move up the field, get up to about the 24-yard line. And Pineview, once again, they've got to keep the pressure on. They have to figure out a way to keep this Cedar defense on their toes and move the ball up the field.
Snaps away, and it's a handoff. Tonga taking it all the way down for a gain of 9.
Again, opened up a hole for him. Tonga's a patient runner. He just kind of, he waits for that hole to get there, and then, he's not quick. He's
powerful, though.
Powerful. He's going to drag a couple of runners with him.
Here he goes again, trying to get that line to gain. Oh, man, they bring it back. It is.
No, they gave him the first.
They gave him the first.
One.
Okay.
On that last one was apparently 10 yards, so this one 5 more. And again, Tonga's just going to carry people with them. I think Pineview needs to throw a speed guy back there once in a while, show a different look. But so far, I guess dance with the girl who brought you. Tonga's going to take the ball and pound it up the middle.
He's one of these guys that if he can get running downhill, he'll just keep going. He'll carry guys an extra 5-10 yards at times. Moore. He'll go out to Harris. Did he get in bounds?
No,
he was out.
Did not. Got a good push out of bounds. Harris was right there. Went up tall, got the play. This is the play they needed on that touchdown opportunity. Got the ball up high. And just unfortunately,
yeah,
Harris,
he was out of bounds. Yep. Good call.
Could not get that foot down. Oh, there was a flag on the play as well.
Yeah.
So, all for naught.
Right by the line of scrimmage, too. Ineligible receiver.
Oh, offsetting.
And a face mask. Okay, offsetting penalties.
Get to play that one again.
Well, it's a break for Pineview, really.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, funny thing is, I would actually go back to the same play. I think I would.
Hey, I feel like they underutilize Brock Harris a lot in this offense. We know how good he is. I mean, he's a 5-star recruit. How many times do we see 5-star recruits coming out of St. George, Utah?
Very, very few.
Extremely rare. Extremely rare. Maybe never. I don't know. I don't know when the last time was we saw a 5-star recruit in St. George, Utah. But, he's only been targeted tonight twice that I can think of. One of those was actually a good target, and I will say I do think Harris needed to take a step back, and he had himself a touchdown. But in this case, yeah, it was just a little overthrown out of bounds.
Well, Penny Sewell might have been our last, but I think he was a 4.
I think he was a 4-star. I think you're right. But, hey, you know what? He's a 5-star now. He's one of the best linemen in the NFL.
Yes, he is.
And taken down for a loss. Guess who again? This time it's number 76. Big number 76, Lane Houchin. I mean, we've seen him time and time again.
Lane has lived in the Pineview backfield.
Yeah, he's been there. This is, I want to say, his 3rd sack.
Yeah, he's, he's he's been back there so much that he's packed a tent. He's kind of living in there.
He's gone to you for a home loan and set up some real estate back there for sure.
He has. That's he's definitely made life interesting for those guys. He had some big sacks in that first half and tackles for loss. I mean, he's making it difficult for Pineview to, again, find their footing. They need a big play here, 3rd and 13.
Here they go on 3rd down. Moore will look to pass. He'll go up. Harris got the first down. That's all they needed.
See, that's I think that's a well they could dip into again and again. Harris, just turns, makes his numbers available, make sure he taps those feet down. And I think I would have liked to see is them use Harris, keep him not quite so close to the sidelines all the time. He's
Try
got
to get him
the
an
size,
open field.
Yeah, get him. He's got the size to be able to go up and get the ball and keep moving down the field. So.
Well, they got him playing in the slot right now. Here on 1st and 10. Snaps away. Moore looking to pass, goes the opposite side to Costa, and it's incomplete.
Costa made that quick call, but again, Moore just he's looking at that receiver from the time the ball's hiked. I think he's got to do a little bit better job, and maybe if hopefully coaches pulled him over there to tell him, look, you need to look on the other side, then come back to this side. Let's try to bring those defenders away from the ball a little bit and give your receivers a chance to catch it and then move upfield.
Taking their time here on 2nd down, make sure to get the right call out of the huddle. Similar setup to what they had last time. They go 5 receivers wide. Snaps away, and Moore, of course, dropping back to pass. Scrambling out away from the pressure, has to get rid of it, goes upfield. Harris still on his feet and moving. He had a block past the 30, still moving to the 20. And down inside the 20-yard line is Brock Harris.
Fantastic play, both by the quarterback and the receiver. Quarterback, first of all, the offensive line gave him all day to stand back there. Let the players run around a little bit. Finally bailed out to the right, ran to the sideline. Harris found himself in bounds, which is a key for him. Was able to kind of let that first tackler shuck off of him, put him on the ground, let him stay in the grass as he ran upfield, was able to get an additional 10 or 15 yards.
23 yards after contact.
Perfect.
23 yards after contact inside the Cache Valley Bank red zone.
That's again, what you want from your big receiver.
And they go 5 wide again here as Moore will drop back to pass. Pressure getting right on top of him, and he rolls out of it. He'll tuck and run, go out of bounds for a gain of about 5. They'll give him, maybe not so much, only 3 on that.
Umpire throwing his hat where he thinks it went down, and looks like they'll put him on. They're in the red zone. They're at that 15-yard line. I think they feel like they found something in putting 5 out, spreading this Cedar defense out. The offensive line has been doing good. They've been able to pick up some of these blitzers that have been coming in and giving him enough time to move around, find those receivers. And they're going 5 out again. They're going to keep this pressure open, spread that Cedar defense out.
They're keeping Tonga off the field. Snap is away, and he's looking to that corner, going up high. No good.
Great defense. again, looking there, he just kind of waited for him. The throw was a little slow. I think if he'd have let the ball go a few seconds earlier, he has him. But he let him get across the field, gave that defense a chance to come back and poke that one out. Again, great defensive play because he knew where he needed to be, went up and high-pointed it at the very top of the opportunity there and poked it away.
You send Richardson to the sideline and bring Tonga back out here on a 3rd and 7. So I assume
slowing things down.
Yeah, they'll slow it down here. They'll go with the 4 wideouts instead of the 5 this time. 2 on either side with Tonga on the left hand of Adam Moore. Moore takes the snap. He will drop back to pass. Looking to the left side. Costa was there. It was in his hands, but the pressure got to him a little too quickly, and it's 4th and 7.
Okay, this is gut check time for Pineview. They got 7 yards. They need to pick up at least that to keep this going. They're at the 15-yard line. They can go to the end zone. Again, they've got big players. I think that they could test that and see if they can go up high for the reception. But they've got to get 7. They got to figure out a way to get 7 yards to keep this play going, or get it in the end zone, cut that lead in half again.
Let's see what they do here on 4th down. Trips far side. Costa on the near side. They'll drop back to pass. He's got an open receiver. Wide open. Gets enough for the first down. He's about a yard shy.
Oh, he made it, and he kind of spun to the outside and tried to spin outside and get it. I think if he'd actually spun inside,
he probably would have had it.
I think he'd have had it, but because he ended up backwards, he ended up on his backside and was about a half a yard short. So they gave it a good opportunity, but this is where now it's time for the defense to stand up, say, okay, you know what, our offense got us down here. Let's get the ball back, figure out a way to get a turnover for Cedar. It's I think it's kind of grind the ball away. Let's keep handing it off. They've got some. Looks like they're going with a different running back, maybe a little bit more stout this time, figuring out a way to run the ball up the middle. But Cedar just needs to march the ball down the field and put this out of reach.
And play action goes out to Jeter, and he'll go out for a gain of only 3.
Jeter all alone. Flag came in really late there. I think that's a flag, right? Didn't he? Yep, that's a flag. I have to look at the TV screen to see it. But, yeah, he threw a flag right at the very end of that play. No indication. They're kind of looking around, talking to each other. They got all 4 referees over there chatting back and forth. The white hats walking away, asking what they want to do.
And one flag was picked up. The other one's still down. He's talking to Coach Boyer, so.
He's talking to both coaches. It might be offsetting because there was, I only saw the one flag.
Okay, so that one going against Cedar. Declined. And they'll just take 2nd down.
Just take 2nd down. All right, well. So it's a block in the back, it looks like, from Cedar on that play. So they, like I said, it came in late. But Pineview feels like, hey, look, you know what? Rather than push them back, give them another 1st down, we're going to push it to 2nd down, make them get 7.
We'll see how this pays off for them. Trips near side here for the Reds. Toss to Elliott. Some lateral movements, gains maybe 4.
Gets up to the 10-yard line. Again, taking that toss, just looking for a gap, looking for somewhere where he can use that speed to move upfield. Pineview did a good job of stringing it out, letting their defense get over there to help make that play. Didn't get suckered in, made sure that they stayed with him, and then once they got their hands on him, again, get him to the grass. Find a way to make sure you make that sure-handed tackle. Would like to see that Pineview tackler get a little bit lower, not using his hands to make the tackle, but using his pads and driving him backwards. But again, Pineview needs a big stop right here, 3rd and 4.
And on 3rd down, handoff Elliott, has room after making a few moves, gets the first down.
Elliott puts on his tap shoes, does a little tap dance back there. Again, the players were there. They had a chance to make that stop, but as you'll see on the replay here, he does a little bit of a tap dance behind some blockers, finds a way to find those 4 yards that they needed, and they've got a first down.
Back out of here for the Reds. Play action. Pressure. And they got him.
Great pressure up the middle. Couple of Pineview guys, little stunt, little crossover stunt there. Brought some guys together, made Cedar, kind of bunched them all together. Made those offensive players, offensive line tripping over each other. Was able to push back into the quarterback. He held the ball a little bit too long, and they've got a big loss. They're back to the, 11-yard line now.
It's a 2nd and 20, loss of 10. Kelling will take the snap, and it's the late handoff. Still moving forward, tripped up over his own feet, though. It's Trayden Elliott. He at least gets back inside the chains, and it will now be 3rd and 6.
That's a great call because you've got, again, a very aggressive defense thinking pass. They're coming in. They're going after that. They kind of make it look like they're going to roll out and do a pass to the right-hand side. Instead, Trayden takes that step, couple steps actually to the right, takes the ball back to the left, and moves upfield. And, again, quick feet. He was 4 or 5 yards before anybody even come close to him.
And on 3rd down, handoff again. Elliott, does he have enough? He does.
Trayden Elliott, again, not a big back.
Elliott's down. That is not a good sign.
He is rolling around on his back. It looked like his head kind of got whipped back to the ground. We're going to watch the replay here. Again, finds a hole, takes that, but look at that. I mean, it's a much.
Yeah, thrown down on his shoulders.
Yep. Looks like maybe his head snapped back and hit the ground. They may be entering him in percussion protocol with that.
And that's a tough break right now for the Reds.
That is because he's used quick feet. He's finding gaps. He's getting upfield. They're already short-staffed in that running back position, and this is a concern. He rolled his helmet off immediately, and they've got the staff out there around him. They're securing his. Looks like they're trying to secure his neck. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, and the good news is he was moving and rolling around. That's always your biggest worry when someone gets hit really hard in the head is make sure, hey, are they moving? Is there any movement going on? And he was at least moving. But now you're looking at concussions, right? That's really what it's going to come down to right now is concussion protocol. He is sitting up, so that's good. And up and walking.
Oh,
well, maybe. He's probably a little woozy. He's carrying his own helmet off the field, but shaking his head a little bit too. But I think he's looking back for is his headband. He had a little bit of a sweatband in there, but
there is a flag on the field.
There is still a flag.
The umpire just picked it up, but they're marching off against Cedar. So all that run, lose your running back, and you lose 15 yards. I didn't see it unsportsmanlike, but it was 15 yards that they marched him back.
And they did the unsportsmanlike call for him. That's what it was.
And it was after the play, so somebody must not have been happy with the tackle or something, and got a little extracurricular there and moved him back 15 yards. So that was a disaster for Cedar in many, many ways. Hopefully we get a chance to see him back out on the field.
And is Peyton Bunker now in at running back? Pass out into the flat to Jeter. Jeter moving the ball well down the sideline. It's enough to move the sticks and a little extra.
Jeter runs about half speed and then gets about 10, 15 yards. And then watch this replay, Caden. When he hits about the 35-yard line, he finds another gear. Look at this. And then all of a sudden, whoop, there he goes. Just another gear, finds an extra 8 or 9 yards. Very close to breaking that one down. But guess what? When you need is there another flag?
It is a holding call. Wow.
Moving that back. They had a big play.
Took it all the way out to the 45 from the 20, from the 19, I guess. Had the first down in their back pocket, and a penalty. Again, brings it right on back, but it was a holding call from the spot of the foul, so it's now 1st and 9. So here you go, 1st and 9 from the 20, I guess. That's
Here we go.
as the Coach Bennett down there is probably not too happy with the holding calls here. Play action, up the middle, and it's juggled. Is it intercepted?
Nope.
No,
Oh.
I think it was on the ground.
He went up tall. He bounced that ball back. It come right back into back in the hands of number 25. I'm not sure who that is.
Dalton Palmer.
Dalton Palmer, and Dalton was thinking glory days, but couldn't quite hold on to it.
Couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah,
It was right there too.
Yep, it's could have gave him a short field, but here we go. Cedar again. They're not helping themselves, but you know what? They are helping themselves. This play has gone absolutely nowhere, and it's taken 6 minutes off the board.
That's true. 154 left to go in this quarter. Is Jeter enough for a first down? He gets the extra yard. That's all he needed.
So didn't they start this on the 15-yard line, and they're now at the 20-yard line, and they've had the ball for I believe 6 minutes now.
Yeah, something like that.
So 6 minutes to go, 10 yards or 15 yards, a dozen plays. They've had to have ran a dozen plays in this, and all they're doing is eating clock, and this is killing Pineview. But, Cedar could run out the game at this pace.
Giles goes in motion, and flag. Is it a delay game? What are we looking at here?
Movement. They're moving.
Oh, it must be.
They're moving back 5 yards.
Well, it's against Cedar, whatever it is.
Cedar knows it's coming back. There's lots of flags. Everybody saw it.
Yeah, false start.
Can't hear the number. So 1st and 15, Cedar again, just, eating up clock, backing the field up. 1st and 15 seems to be the same as 1st and 10 for them.
Yeah, just about. That's about what they've been playing all day long here.
So,
well, remember, they got the ball all the way out to the 45, and penalties, brings them right on back. Look who's back out there, Trayden Elliott. They said he's good to go, and he goes and gains them 7.
I'm really impressed with Trayden today. Physically, you look at him and you think, okay, he's one of the smallest kids out there. He doesn't have a lot of body mass size, but man, when he gets that ball, he puts his foot in the ground, he moves upfield, and look at it. He had somebody grabbing a hold of his shirt from backfield, and he still gained 5 yards.
On 2nd and 8. Handoff again, taken down early this time, but a gain of a yard.
Trayden figuring out, hey, look, I got hit at the line of scrimmage. I need to jump forward, get at least a yard. Oh, they're going to mark him, put it right back where it was. They're not even going to give him the yard. Said his knee came down. So no gain on that play, but again, they're just watching. They're going to let the clock run out. They don't care. Let's move to the 4th quarter. They're up 3 scores.
They say, why not? 15 seconds left on the clock, but they all head to the sidelines. So we will step aside, and when we come back, it's the 4th quarter here on the Fan Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you could still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
I've got 15 seconds to list all the reasons that you should call Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans. First-time home buyer specialist, down payment assistant loans, investment loans other guys haven't even heard of, reverse mortgages, and so many more to name before I run out of time.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Welcome back in. It is the 4th quarter, 27-7. The Reds lead, and the offense back out on the field. Getting ready to get things underway here with a 3rd down. Looking to pass. Going upfield. And incomplete.
Good play there. Again, defense waiting, being patient, waiting for the ball to get there. I thought he was going to step up and get in front of him, be able to make that interception, kind of turn your offensive player into a defensive player, knocking it down. And they're doing a fourth down. They're going to go ahead and bring out the punt team. And Pineview, despite using 7 minutes, ending up using most of the quarter, moving only 15 yards after 5 yards up, 5 yards backwards, up and down plays. Now Pineview gets their chance.
Punt is away, and fair catch called by Quincy Jones. They'll get it at the 28-yard line. Real quick, I would say score update, but a schedule update. Tomorrow will be the first round of volleyball for 4A sports. We have Dixie and Tooele. That's taking place at Dixie High School, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Cedar gets a bye, so we won't be seeing them until they make their way to UVU. And scrolling all the way down, we got to get all the way down here to where Desert Hills has a bye. Crimson Cliffs has to move all the way up to Uinta. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock is that ball game. And then Snow Canyon hosting Murray tomorrow at 1 o'clock as well. Hurricane getting the bye for volleyball.
It's good volleyball down here in southern Utah. Lots of bye teams and making it fun.
Looking to pass, Adam Moore gets it on a quick out to Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones stamping his feet right there at the sideline, saying, "Hey, wait, I'm still in bounds. I can move upfield." Took it upfield for a few more extra yards. I think he thought he was going to be out of bounds. He was almost hesitates there. Did you see that little hesitation?
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, he was expecting the hit to go out of bounds, and he never got hit, so he just kept on walking.
He's like, okay, I'll take it a few more yards up the field before I go out of bounds. Stop the clock, too. So Quincy Jones making the big play. Again, you got Quincy Jones. They need to get involved, a couple of their receivers, and keep this ball moving forward.
Here they go on a first down again. Looking outside. Underthrown.
Good defense. He just he never gave up ground. He just said, "Okay, I'm between the ball and the player, and as long as I don't give up ground, it's not pass interference."
Yeah.
So that's excellent. Very, very smart play by that corner, just to say, "Look, you know what? I can run upfield, stay between him, and as long as I don't give up ground, he can't go through me to go get the ball." So smart play by Cedar defensively, and he just did. Not quite got the arm strength to get the ball out there where it needs to be.
It was intended for Quincy Jones. It was Ammon York on the defense. Here's the snap, and Moore looking to pass. He'll go straight upfield and nobody there. Incomplete
again. Not sure.
Again.
Kind of threw his arms up like, hey, where was the receiver?
I think he thought his receiver was supposed to run a different route than he did.
But the receiver had actually made the break and was wide open, was there for the catch, but unfortunately.
He had Jones wide open in the middle, and then he was looking at Costa, though, on the sideline. Both of them actually had beaten their defenders. So here they go again. It is now 3rd and 10 for the Panthers, and they still have to get the ball moving. They're down by 3 scores, 11:30 left to go in this ball game. Here's the snap, and Moore with 4 receivers rolling out. He's going to go deep to Jones. Oh, Jones just could not get there in time.
Jones, if he throws that up a little bit more in the air, gives Jones a chance to come down. Jones, basically took that mentality that if you're even with me, you're behind me. And you see big number 17 there, the corner, stumbles a little bit on the grass, and Jones was wide open, could have sashayed into the end zone, but they couldn't make the connection. And it's 4th and 10. They have to go for it. I think they've got to find a way to keep this ball going. They're on the 40-yard line, their own 40, so 10 yards to get the first, and 60 yards to get them back in this game.
On 4th and 10. And a timeout taken? What are we looking at? Timeout taken by Cedar. So
Cedar didn't like the looks. Their coaching staff said, wait, we don't have our players where they're supposed to be. Let's take a minute.
During this timeout, brought to you by Udi and Associates, we want to update real quick. It's a tight game with Desert Hills and Hurricane at the moment, 28-20. Hurricane has come back into this one a little bit more when they were down just not all that long ago were they down, but they've made some moves. They're moving up in the game here, 28-20, as they're getting ready to start the fourth quarter here in just a little bit.
So come out of halftime, it was 13-28. So Hurricanes figured out, got on the board. Desert Hills, you don't want to let a team like Hurricane hang around. If they find that way to win, so Desert Hills better find a way to get in, create that score separation. But down here, we've got Pineview says, all right, we've got to get back in this game. It starts with this score. They've got to find a way. It's 4th down, 10 yards to go. Again, they've got to find a way to get at least 10 yards and get those big receivers involved.
Here it is, 4th and 10, snaps away, and Moore will look to pass. He's going to go straight upfield. It's caught!
Fantastic catch.
Man,
good.
Again, it's Corbin Yoakum has had 3 great catches from the sophomore.
I love the way he turns his numbers to the ball, kind of blocks out he puts the defender on his back. Says, look, you're going to have to go through me. If you look here, that defender's behind him on his back. He makes the catch and gets it down to the 30.
Going outside, it's picked. Oh, I think he dropped it. No good. Nearly picked off right there, too, by Trace Ovison.
Wow, I don't like that. Don't like that call. Don't like that play. You've got a quarterback that doesn't have the strongest arm, throwing it all the way across the field. And, boy, that ball just kind of hung in the back.
Oh,
I thought it was an interception because it was in the air forever.
I was calling it an interception, and then he dropped it. So I was ready for that call as well. It just was not quite on target. And I like the idea, but sometimes you have to keep it within the realm of the physical abilities of everyone out there on the field.
Yeah, more just he doesn't have a lightning bolt arm, and to throw it all the way across the field, almost vertically, is not ideal. And it was almost disaster averted.
And with pressure coming at him, Moore slips away. He's going to go upfield. It's tipped. Harris catches it, but it's out of bounds.
Tipped it up in the air to himself. But
tipped it in the air to himself. A little too far.
Isn't it? How many plays have we seen Harris catch the ball out of bounds?
Yeah.
It's almost.
And I don't know if it's the route he's running, if he's running it too close, or if it's being overthrown, or maybe a solid mixture of both. Who knows?
But it just seems like he's constantly getting the ball, on the borderline or out of bounds by a yard. That's and big plays. These aren't little plays that they're giving up to him. These are big plays down the field that could mean everything for the team. They just can't figure out how to keep him in bounds.
Here they go on 3rd and 10. Cedar brings 6. He has to get rid of it. Nowhere to go there for the Panthers, and that is 4th and 10 now. And they again have to go for it on 4th.
He rolled out, had nobody there, and he had somebody bearing down on him. That was he was lucky to get that away because, boy, he had to kind of do one of those quick short arm, get the ball down the field as fast as I can so I don't take the sack. So heads up play by him, but getting rid of it, making sure he didn't lose yardage. But 4th and 10 again. And let's see if they can find a way to it seems like when they've needed a big play, it's been found in the middle of the field.
Well, I will say this. All these incomplete passes have not taken a lot of time off the clock. Still 10 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the 4th, which is plenty of time.
Got whistles again.
Got whistles. I didn't see any flags drop, but I heard the whistles. Well, it is a flag.
Well, looks like it's
false start.
Hidden by the must have been the near side judge throwing the ball. Yeah, throwing the flag. Said there's a little movement there, moving back. So 4th and now 15. They're going to have to make it that 4th and 15-yard play. Again, it seems like
tough
to me
play to make work here.
The plays that have been made have been in the middle of the field. Let's see if they can keep it there.
And he's going to take off on his feet. You have to get that first down. You have to just roll out and throw that ball. You can't do that.
No.
Roll out and throw the ball.
He held it. He should have just released it, let it go. Even an interception's better than taking the sack at that point because at least they're moving the interception back 15, 20 yards. But again, like you said, the clock didn't really move. They took it over with 11 and a half, and there's 10 and a half.
And now if I'm the Reds, run the ball.
Yeah.
You know, start to eat away some of that clock as much as you possibly can. And even if that means you have to punt it away, you know, maybe you go with 3 and out. You know what? You can still do so and still take a good 2 minutes off of that clock or so. So it's not a bad idea here for him.
Well, they've shown that they can run the ball. I mean, the running back has shown that he can get the ball up the field. He stomps his foot in the ground.
And here he goes.
There he goes.
Traden Elliott moving the ball upfield, takes it all the way to the 40, 41. Is it enough to move the sticks? It's going to be really close. They haven't signaled it yet.
They signaled the clock.
I think they're moving it at the 40, so he will be a yard short.
The clock is running. They're just taking their time getting back. But, again, Traden Elliott has the ability to stop, let the defender go by him, does that little, I don't even know what to call it, shuffle step. And but the thing that's great about that is, again, usually when somebody's making that shuffle step, they kind of move backwards or they move he's always moving forward. So even as he's doing that, he's making those arm tackles zip by him and gets 3 or 4 extra yards.
Pass into the flat, screen play, and nowhere to go. Swallowed up by the defense.
This time the defense gathered around and kind of a slow developing play. I think that they were by the time he caught the ball, they gave a chance to the defense to get over there to them. But I get the feeling that might have been a play to kind of set them up on those hash marks. And so they had the bigger side of the field opened up to them. And because, again, they didn't look like they were too concerned about making a lot happen. But they've got, 1 yard to go, 3rd and 1. Big side of the field open to them.
And on 3rd and 1, Kelling takes the snap. Goes over, same play, just opposite side of the field, and it is easily a first down for JT Jeter this time.
JT uses those big, long strides to move up the field quickly. They get the first down and then some. And if you look here at the replay, good blocking. Look at that blocking. They got a helmet on a helmet all the way up the field. The safety has to come all the way from the other side of the field over to make that play. So great blocking on that. I think they opened up that first one was to open up get the ball over the hash mark so they could open that up and give themselves a chance to move the ball up the field.
And as we mentioned, the running clock, right? You want that clock to move. They keep it moving. 8:30 left to go here in the 4th. And it's a handoff again. Plenty of room in front of him as he tries to go for the hurdle.
And problem is he may have hurtled out of bounds.
He might have.
The guy kind of picked him up and said, okay, if you're going to jump in the air, I'm going to carry you out of bounds and stop the clock. And so they do. They stop the clock. He'd have been better off kind of sliding down rather than trying to jump. He should have, slid down to the guy's feet and kept that clock moving. But they got 8 yards on the play. So
9 yards, 2nd and 1.
They got 1 yard to go. They're all right with that.
And Traden Elliott, who had just barely gone out with maybe a concussion protocol, right, is back in, and he says, I don't care. I'll try to hurdle you. It's fine.
He does it again. I really like the way Traden's running. Look how patient if you look at this replay, he patiently follows his line, and then when he needs to get those yards, you can almost hear the stomp in the grass.
Ready,
and he says,
right?
okay, boom. And then here, let me get 2 yards. Goes up against a bigger player, number 58 from Pineview, and just says, look, go ahead and grab me in your arms, but I'm falling forward and getting those 3 yards I need.
They take trips far side on a 1st and 10 with 7:53 and ticking away on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Here's a snap from Kelling. Kelling pitches it back to Elliott. Elliott finds a gap forward, moves through it, and continues on for a gain of 9 again.
Fantastic running again by Elliott. He is just patiently watches. You see, again, like we just said it, stomps his foot in the grass, finds a hole, bounces forward, always moving forward, has a guy on his back, gets an extra couple, 2-3 yards, moves, 7 yards on that one.
They gave him 8, 2nd and 2 here.
8 yards, and again, they're all standing around watching that clock tick down, not in a hurry to get over the ball, saying, okay, when there's about 8 seconds left, we're going to go ahead and get over the ball, call our play, and keep the sticks moving.
Kelling takes the snap, and it's a handoff up the middle for Elliott. And Elliott gets enough for the first down. He's right on top of it.
Yep.
He's got enough. Got an extra yard as well.
Yep, got an extra half yard. Again, just patient running, letting his blockers get a helmet on a helmet, gets in behind them, pushes them forward. I don't think I've seen him take too many tackles where he was falling backwards. You know, all of the grass stains are going to be on his knees, not in his butt, and that's what you want from a running back.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
He's always seems to be moving forward.
1st and 10.
Just saw him take a big old breath there, so he's definitely feeling like he's earning it this time.
It's Jeter on the sweep with a lot of room to run down the sideline, tiptoeing his way down. It's a touchdown, J.T. Jeter.
That was a great play. Again, I think Jeter, he kind of lulls the defense to sleep. He runs a little bit slow, and then boom, says, all right, I've got an extra speed here. I can outrun you down the sidelines and, get my dancing shoes. He twinkle-toed. Yeah, tried to say that too fast.
Twinkle-toed his way down the sideline.
His day down the sideline.
It's a twinkle-toe touchdown. Say that 10 times fast.
So, great job by J.T. Jeter. Just absolutely fantastic. Again, waiting for his blockers and then going ahead and exploding up the field.
Extra point. Little high snap. Kick is away. Nice and easy in for the extra point. 34-7. Cedar leads with 6:18 left to go in the ball game. We're going to step aside and be right back after this.
Adams Wealth Advisory is a financial planning firm that is combined with an investment firm to provide the best possible outcomes for our clients.
I always believe if you're intentional with your financial plan, things are going to work out really well for you.
Visit AdamsWealthAdvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Another touchdown by Cedar to pad that lead a little more, 34-7 with 6:18 left to play here in this ball game as Jenkins getting ready to kick this one away for the Reds. And playoff action here in the first round. Dixie moves on. They beat Logan 55-13 earlier today. And we will see them moving on to the second round to take on Snow Canyon, as this one is a short kick, and it's picked up by the Panthers. Number 31, Max Durst.
That was he was on the front line, ran backwards and caught that over his head. That's actually kind of an impressive play to let that ball just kind of clear over his shoulder and catch that running away from the defense, and then he just dropped to the ground. Said, "Okay, I'm on the front line for a reason. I'm not supposed to turn around and run this ball forward." So drops to the ground, gives them the ball on the 36 or 32.
And moving on, it's Moore going upfield. Costa not quite there.
A little hand fighting there. I think the referees could have thrown a flag there. I think the Pineview faithful are feeling a little frustrated by the fact that nothing was there. We do have a player injured, a Cedar player down on the field.
Yep.
Looks like cramps. It looks like they're grabbing his heel and saying, okay, let's stretch out that calf for you. So, I see where Pineview, what their thought process is to, hey, we needed a big play quick to try to get back into this. And it was there. They just couldn't close on the ball. But I feel like that's what they need to do. It feels like to me every big play they've had has been over the middle, just letting him throw it up and letting those receivers go make a play on the ball.
Yeah. No, I had mistaken myself. I need to correct myself here. I said that Dixie's going to go on play Snow Canyon. I think they're playing Park City. With the win there. So, yeah, Snow Canyon will play Park City. They're the one that's not in. I confused them with Desert Hills there for a second. Desert Hills in Hurricane game with Desert Hills currently leading over Hurricane. But I got to tell you, it is a tight one over there right now at Desert Hills High School. And that one's kind of coming down to the wire at the moment. By the looks of it, the score currently, Desert Hills has gotten a score or two since then, but 42-20 now. There was a point it was 28-20. So now Hurricane with 9:12 left is trying to fight back into this one. At one point, it looked like maybe they were going to keep themselves alive, but Desert Hills has put on a couple extra scores since then.
Yeah, that's big number 76, who spent a lot of time in that Pineview backfield that's cramping up. That's just got off the field. He rolled off the field and got him back on the ground, trying to stretch him out and get him hopefully back out there quick.
And Morgan looking to pass. Going to go upfield with it.
Wide
He's
open.
got him wide open out past the 10. It's going to be a touchdown, Colby Richardson.
Oh, he dropped the ball. No, it's touchdown.
I think he's in. I think he's in.
Crossed. There you go. Fantastic play. Again, more just buying time, giving his receiver enough time to get open. Yeah, the defender kind of lost him there. It lost the ball, lost where the player was. He caught it. Then it was a foot race. And they slapped his heels together, but he was able to cross the line and get over the end zone for the touchdown before he loses the ball. And Pineview, quick strike, wants to get back in this game with 5:53 to go. They've closed that gap 13-34. Little confusion going on with Pineview.
Whether they wanted to go 2 or go for a field goal, and they
like
decided let's go for 2. They're stacking it tight, though. And they'll go with the pass. And Matthew Costa gets it in for the 2-point conversion. 34-15, the Reds still lead here. 5:53 left to go. We'll keep it locked in right here on the Fan Sports Network during this break. I want to thank some of our great partners and sponsors. Intercap Lending. You can talk to Scott Gibson. You can give him a call at 435-619-8080. And Handles Ice Cream, open late 7 days a week. Stop by for the best ice cream on the planet. Have you had some Handles ice cream before?
I have, and I try to avoid that place because I could live.
You spend
there.
too much money? It'll ruin the pocketbook real quick, won't it?
Yeah, it's you go in there, it's the old time ice cream where you walk in immediately you can smell the ice cream. You know you're in an ice cream parlor, and it's fantastic. So handmade ice cream, can't beat Handles.
No, you can't beat it at all. Want to thank them for being a great sponsor.
All year. They do a great job.
Yeah.
We've got, and that was, caught Cedar a little bit of sleeping there on that extra 2-point conversion. I think they weren't quite ready for them to switch over and not kick the field goal. But caught him sleeping. They're lined up right now as though they're going to onside kick.
Yeah, Cedar's ready for it. And they're looking for the quick one. There it goes. And that was, that was a pretty good onside kick, but Cedar did a really good job of recovering it. It'll be Cedar red ball at about where are they going to place it? Probably around the 48, 49-yard line.
It took a big bounce right up into his face mask. And that's what you want is that big bounce. And they had everybody kind of crashing into the middle, hoping that it would bounce maybe a little bit higher and catch him off guard. But he was able to corral that in, suck it in, and took a big hit, but went to the ground. But now Cedar's got the ball, and I'm sure their thoughts are run the ball and grind the clock.
Here's the snap, and it is a handoff. Trade and Elliott taking it now to the far side, cuts back in. Smart move when you want that clock to run. I think initially the instinct thinks I can get more yards going outside, right?
Yep.
And he puts the brakes on and says it's not about getting more yards. It's about running clock right now.
Yeah, slammed on the brakes there. Kind of actually let a Pineview defender go by, was able to fall forward for an extra few yards, but most importantly, now they're going to stand over the ball, watch that clock tick down until they've got about 8 seconds left in the play clock. Then they'll get up over the ball again, call the play, and just grind this clock out.
And what's looking to be a Cedar Red win here, again, they will move on and face off against Crimson Cliffs on the 27th at home for Crimson. And that game will be brought to you right here on the Fan Sports Network. And it's a handoff as Trayden Elliott spins around, gains plenty of extra yardage, about an extra of 16, 15, 16.
Trayden Elliott, again, just so patient with that ball in the backfield. He looks like he's not going anywhere, lets his blocks develop, kind of moves everybody moved to the far hash mark. Oh, we have a flag. I didn't see the flag all the way back. Back at the original line of scrimmage, we have a flag. It looks like they might.
It's coming all the way back. It's
holding. Yeah. Oh, that's a killer because from where the flag is, I'm saying that must have been somebody really wasn't even involved in the play. because it looks like that far side, everything was on that that far hash mark, and Traden made that run up the middle of the field. So I don't know who that holding was against or what happened there, but I don't think it had anything to do with the play, and that's unfortunate. They moved them back. Traden has to, they're going to figure it out again.
Pitch backwards. Moving forward now is Elliott, and he takes it just past the 50-yard line, back inside the chains.
I like the play. I like the idea of spreading that offense out a little bit, giving Traden the opportunity. He's got great eyes. He's got the ability to see holes, to say, okay, I see something there. I'm going to stamp my foot and get upfield. Looks like they're bringing him off the field at this time. Going to give him a breather. I'm sure he's ready for one.
He probably needs it. And on third down, maybe they try to go passing play here, but
bring in a little bit, maybe somebody block for him a little bit. But yeah, he's worked hard.
And instead, they go with the handoff, pushing it forward for a gain of a few extras. Is Peyton Bunker.
Peyton Bunker takes it across the field, little cross action there, and driving the ball 4 or 5 yards. Again, that right now. That's what Cedar's thinking. Just 4 or 5 yards at a time. Let's just clock down. We're down to 3:35 in the game, and Pineview's got to be desperate. They got to be saying, we need a turnover. We need to slap the ball. It is 4th down, so 4th and 6. They're bringing out the punting team, pin Pineview back deep, and make them work down the field.
Yeah, with 4th and 6, the Reds still trying to just keep, like you say, keep that clock manageable. They're just going to wait as long as they possibly can to punt this one off. Maybe some last-minute substitutions.
Late players coming on the field. Hey, we only got 10. Let's go ahead and get.
Are they going to delay a game or a timeout? It is a delay game.
Yep.
Well, if you're going to punt it, I guess it doesn't matter too much here if you're going to go delay a game.
And they don't care. They took that extra. Even if you call timeout, you're giving them 1 second. So 5 yards on a punt doesn't matter much. And that player still will get a boot full for being that late into the game.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second. We're missing a player here, and we wasted the whole clock.
You don't want to play with 10. And here's the punt. It looks to be pretty good, returnable. And Jones slips. Oh, Quincy Jones takes a dive into the grass.
Quincy Jones. I think he thought he had a chance to kind of break it to that outside. Just had to get past one player and couldn't get his, this grass. These guys are used to playing on turf down there in St. George, and boy, that grass just let go of him.
Which is interesting because it's such a controversial subject when you're talking in the NFL. And I know that their grass and their upkeep is going to be a little different than at the high school level. But talking to the high schoolers, they love the turf because it's consistent.
Yep.
And they're not used to playing in this grass that Cedar has here for the majority of Region 9. As this pass goes up, and Costa, I think, lost it in the lights. He wasn't ready for it. Didn't even make a play on it, and it'll
Costa
be second down.
never knew the ball was in the air. He was looking to make a block. He wasn't even looking for the ball at that point. So, unfortunately, lost that one up in the air and gets to run back the line of scrimmage and try again.
2nd and 10, 2:47 on the clock. The incomplete pass stops the clock here.
At the high school level, that's one of the few remaining where the incomplete pass stops.
Across the middle is Brock Harris, gets the legs taken out from under him and the top, and he's down. He says, don't help me up.
Give me a second. I need a minute.
Kind of got the wind knocked out of him there.
I had one player up top, one player down low. He came down hard. Oh.
Yeah, that's a rough takedown. Gets the first down. And Coach Boyer out there talking to him. The training staff comes out as well. Want to give a special shout out as well to our training staffs for all of the Region 9 teams. And I feel like they are definitely the underappreciated members of these clubs and of these teams here. They definitely do a lot of great work making sure these guys are in tip-top shape to be out there on the field playing.
especially at this time of the season. You get to the end of the regular season, and now you've got to. They're giving him a hand as he walks off. He is able to get to his feet and lumber over to the Pineview sidelines. But that training staff, it's walking wounded. It's really a attrition at this point, keeping players on the field. Cedar knows that better than anybody, losing their premier running back. But you know what? I think they're happy with the replacement. So. Ball is going. Started the clock. Pineview's not ready to go, that's got to be a mistake. They need to be ready to go.
They got to get ready to go.
They cannot waste any clock time.
At this point, being down 3 scores with 2:25 is not ideal, as Moore rolls out, throws it upfield, incomplete.
Interesting kind of play there. He cocked like he was going to throw the ball and kind of froze himself and rolled out, just threw the ball. Again, these receivers aren't helping him out. They need to be moving around. When they see that these plays are getting extended, they need to find a way to create some separation, help him out, give him a place to go with the ball, open up those numbers and let him get to him.
Second and 10. Snaps away, and Moore will look to pass. Rolls away from the pressure, throws it up and out of bounds.
I think more than anything was saying, look, we can't stop the clock on a sack. I can't afford to take a sack. Let me get the ball out of bounds, and hopefully we can find some magic on third and 10 rather than lose clock time and distance with a sack, because he just was lucky to survive. He was pure survival mode there.
Third and 10. Reds up 34-15 here with the final 2:10 left to go. Moore out to the outside to Jones. Jones gets it for a first down and goes out of bounds at the 48.
Great play there by Jones. Created the separation he needed. Breaking to the outside. I think they were planning on going there the whole time. Jones just, again, using that speed to help him get those 10, 15 yards they need for the first down. Move the sticks. That was the important part at that point. Now they need to look for a big play.
Looking to pass, pressure right on top of him. Moore gets it away, and it is complete to Jones.
Again,
8 yards.
Little slow to get up. Oh, twisted an ankle. He's taking a minute. Looks like they're going to blow the whistle, stop the clock, give him a chance to catch his breath. Yeah, he's limping off the field. Timeout for Pineview. I thought he had the first. He got the first.
No, he was 2 yards shy.
A little short.
Yep.
And little timeout to give Pineview a chance to figure out how they can get in the end zone and hopefully get this back to a 2-score game.
We'll take a timeout ourselves. 34-15, just under 2 minutes to play here on the Fan Sports Network, where Cedar leads.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out, with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Red Ledges Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledges Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
I've got 15 seconds to list all the reasons that you should call Jason Baum at Bay Equity Home Loans. First-time home buyer specialist, down payment assistant loans, investment loans other guys haven't even heard of, reverse mortgages, and so many more to name before I run out of time.
Adam Moore dropping back to pass to get things started, coming out of the timeout on a 2nd and short, and he throws it out of bounds.
Smart play again. Adam kind of dancing around, trying to find a receiver to go to. No separation. Cedar's dropping back 8, I believe, at this point, just rushing 3. And they're switching out players now, getting ready to bring fresh bodies in, letting some of these seniors get a chance to get some field time, so that they, last time to touch this field, get them out there, let them have some fun.
3rd down. Snaps away again, looking to pass. Has some time. Goes upfield with it to Costa. He got it. Wow, what a play.
Fantastic play by Costa. Just kind of kept the DB there. It's number 2, our best running back there, playing double duty, but just kind of kept him busy, and then ripped the ball right out of the air right at the last second. Never was able to turn around and see where that ball was coming to. Got him down to the 7-yard line.
Rolling out to the far side, going corner of the end zone, a little high and overthrown.
Going to get a pass interference there. I have to agree with that one. They kind of wrapped him up. They could have called that incatchable because it was so high, but Cedar guys wrapped him up. They didn't want to even give him a chance to make the jump on that one. So flag going to do half the distance to the goal and give him a first down. Give him a chance to get in the end zone. Again, they're just trying to make this a 2-score game.
Might as well. Minute 25 on the clock as well. It really does not give Pineview time here to really come back, but they're still going to give it their all.
Yeah, you can't, it's the last game. They've got to try do what they can. And
quick out again. Nearly picked by Cedar.
Cedar getting tall there, going against the 6'5" receiver there, trying to match him, and just trying to took the ball away. Just trying to find that corner of the end zone. Again, they're stop the clock, minute 20. They're on the 5-yard line, trying to find the end zone. Some of these seniors' last chance to make something happen.
Here they go on second. Pressure. Had to roll out. It's Tonga on the reception, and it's a touchdown.
Great play by quarterback there. Getting chased. Actually had arms on him when he made that pass, and was able to lead his receiver just enough to get him around the corner and get him in the end zone. Look at that. Oh, just enough. And great play, great opportunity there to get in the end zone. They're going for 2 again. They want to try to make this, cut this lead as much as they can.
Still a 2-score game. Goes to Brock Harris, and he'll walk his way in for the 2-point conversion. 34-23 now with a minute 14 left to go in the game. And I guarantee you we're going to be seeing the Panthers try to go for that onside kick again here.
Well, and with grass filled, it's always a mystery. You never know how it's going to bounce on that. And the last time we saw that bounce came right up into his face mask, and he's able to corral it. So they just need a little bit higher bounce this time, and they can end up on the ball. Pineview's got to throw everything at it. They've got their seniors have 1 minute and 14 seconds before their high school career comes to an end. And we want to make sure that they go out with a bang. So we'll see what they've got dialed up here for the onside kick.
And again, with it being a 2-score game, they definitely have, they have to make a big play here and then get the ball back again. If Pineview were to get the ball back, they'd have to make a big play, get it back again, and then have to make another big play to even make this a winnable ball game.
Didn't Pineview take a timeout? I thought they only had 2
They
left.
did. They have 2 left.
2 left. So if Cedar gets the ball, they pretty much nil on it, run the clock out. They're getting ready. Oh, they shift.
All right, they go wide.
Last time they packed everybody in the middle, made them nervous. Cedar's just got to be thinking, secure the ball, drop to the ground.
And they're still going to go with the onside kick. And easy way to secure the ball. Watch out for that punch out, though. And he does go down, Ammon York, at the 40-yard line.
Smart play there. Again, just by he didn't gain a yard from where he caught it, but he ran, across the field, ate up a few seconds on the clock, and so they should be able to, they're starting to celebrate. Fingers in the air. Seniors are starting to celebrate. Pineview is over there saying, okay, well.
Yeah, from here you can kneel it out. I mean, yeah, they have 2 timeouts left, but with a minute 7, yeah, you kneel it twice and you're done here.
That Pineview coaching staff, going to say goodbye to their seniors, congratulate them on a year where they saw improvement. I mean, they didn't win a game last year. So, they saw some improvement this year. They were able to get some wins and make something happen.
And after the first down there by Traden Elliott, do they take the timeout? I think they will. They'll take a timeout.
Traden Elliott gets the first down, 1st and 10. That burns one timeout. They got 1 minute left.
So, Jason, let's talk about some of our awards are heading out tonight. Let's go Mountain Land Supply defensive play of the game first off. I know there were a ton of picks there in the first half, a couple of sacks. What sticks out to you here in this one?
Oh, defensive play of the game. The play to me early on, I think Cedar set the tone with a couple of those takeaways. So I think I've got to go with probably the sack that led to the fumble with the short field.
Well, and speaking of defensive players, Lane Houchin has been phenomenal for the Reds.
Yeah, I don't think you could give it to anybody else but Lane Houchin. Like I said, he's been in the backfield all game long. He's just absolutely exhausted himself because he came out.
But he's playing both sides too. He's out there on the offensive side as well, playing in that left tackle position. So we're seeing him. We're seeing him out there, definitely giving it his all tonight as a defensive player of the game here.
So they take the knee, clock is running. Pineview's not going to take another timeout knowing they can't stop the clock.
And they'll let it just get under 40 seconds there, and then they can take that knee, which it's now under 40 seconds. And they take the knee, and that will be a ball game.
That is a ball game, 34-23. Big win for the Reds. They get the chance to play again next week.
And with that, the Reds get the win 34-23. The Desert Hills Thunder, by the way, get the win as well. So those are your teams that are moving on. Pineview are done for the season.
Kind of feels like almost like we're having a region championship again.
A little bit. It kind of it's a region 2.0 is what I'm kind of saying.
So now we get to see Snow Canyon gets to play at Desert Hills again. Here we go with Cedar gets to play Crimson again. So get to replay what it took us a whole season to decide. We get to decide again in the state tournament.
That's exactly right. Well, let's wrap things up here with our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show and see why so many parents choose Johnson's for their kids' dental needs. Make sure to reach out to them about that new patient special as well, where you can get an x-rays, the exam, all for just $79. Give them a call, 435-656-0511. Our Playmaker play of the game. I think one of those for me was that final drive at the end of the second quarter, touchdown to Ammon York with 2 seconds left to go in the first half. It just gave them that little extra boost into the second half of play where they had to kick off to Pineview to start off. So, you know what? To me, I'm going with that Ammon York touchdown.
I would agree. I think that was a great play, but I'm going to go a little bit different with that that scoring drive, that first scoring drive that Cedar had after.
It was impressive as well, yeah.
Because Pineview came down, scored, and so they had to answer. They had to make sure that they put that some score. They marched the football down the field very quickly, and I think as far as offensive plays, that it was several of them, but they were able to put in and took away some of the hope that Pineview might have had by getting into the end zone.
Absolutely. And our Hearst Hardware player of the game. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, for me, it's no doubt. I think you've got to go with the running back.
Traden Elliott.
Traden Elliott, just absolutely a workhorse, played both sides of the ball. It was back there as a corner, but most importantly as a running back. They had an injured running back, so he took over and got almost all the running plays. And like I said, he found holes, he found gaps. I was extremely impressed with his ability to continue to move forward, even though with his size, you would think that he'd be thrown to the ground, but to me, no question that Traden Elliott's the offensive player of the game.
I also agree with that 100%. He did so many things right, and as we mentioned with the injury to Devin Crenshaw, he's taken on 100% of that workload in the backfield, and in a game like this, you know what? Total success. I would love to know the exact number of yardage he had. I don't have those stats in front of me, but he definitely played his heart out, gave it his all, gave them the win. And the Reds will move on. They have to go face Crimson Cliffs at Crimson Cliffs. That's never an easy feat to accomplish. So we'll be seeing that game coming up next Friday night right here on the Fan Sports Network as well. And Jason, what do you think of the game? How was it being in the hot seat with the microphone today?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll be looking for feedback from people who
are listening in.
You know, first time being able to be in the booth with you, Caden. Thank you so much. I absolutely, you know, I'm a high school football junkie. I love this stuff.
Call it what it is. You're a nerd, man.
Yeah, I am. I'll go home tonight and I'll watch the Desert Hills game. I'll rewatch the Dixie game. So for me, this is just been fantastic. I appreciate the opportunity. Hopefully, people out there feel like I did a good enough job. I enjoyed it, and it was fun watching these two teams. And again, we're in Cedar. It's a beautiful night. The sea's lit up. The Friday night lights are on. You couldn't ask for more. It's just a fantastic way, and we're in the playoffs. It's time to go.
That's right. That's right. And again, your final score, 34-23. The Cedar Reds get the win here in the first round of the playoffs. They move on. Shout out to the Pineview Panthers seniors, who this was their final game, and we want to let them know that we definitely have loved watching them give it their all out there on the gridiron every single game this season. Grateful for them, and I know that they have to be proud of themselves as well for making it through the season and into the playoffs here tonight. So
yeah, absolutely. Going from no wins to 3, you have to be excited about that and be excited about the progression they made. And I think they cleaned some things up, and they'll make another step next year.
Absolutely. From all of us here at Cedar High School, Gage running the camera, Jason over here on my other side, and from myself, we appreciate you joining us here on the Fan Sports Network for the game. Absolutely excited for the remaining